Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I'm here. Sorry I'm late. It's been a crazy day. Busy day, crazy day. Um, oh boy. We have a lot to cover today. We're gonna go and welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's get right into it, baby. We are going to cover a clip about Mackenzie and her trial. We are going into the body cam. I do have the full body cam I retrieved on my own from Dom and Davion's stop a couple of days before the crash, if you didn't know. We're going to go over a website that is defending Mackenzie Shirilla, and we're going to read what they have to say. And we're going to review some accusations that the Russo family is experiencing on TikTok. So, where to start? I know it's a lot. Get ready for it. Listen, I know I've been getting a lot of shit. I will just say that it's my channel. So, at the end of the day, I can do what I want. All information that I'm going to be speaking about here is public. It's all public information. You can get it through FOIA. You can go look at it on TikTok. You can Google it. There's nothing here that I'm showing that hasn't already been shown. So I just want to make that clear. I don't have any vendetta or anything personal against anyone involved in this case. I'm just exploring what's out there, and I am on TikTok. I'm trying to grow my community over there. So, of course, I get a lot of stuff on this case. I've been covering this case before the documentary. So, and you can go see that for yourself in my playlist. So I don't want, I'm getting a lot of hate. And I respect it. Listen, I can handle it. I have thick skin, baby. I have a thick skin, but it's a little upsetting because people are like, oh my God, I loved your channel, but I suddenly don't love it anymore because I feel like you're turning against the Russos. You're doing this, you're doing that. I'm actually not. I haven't been disrespectful once towards Dominic and Davion. And if the facts about what Davion and Dominic are out there, it is what it is. People might not want to recognize what was going on. We have read those text messages, and if anything stands, I will be taking Dominic's word in those text messages over everything else, period. He talked in those text messages a lot of stuff with Kenzie. He talked mental health, how he has mental health issues, all kinds of craziness in those text messages. So I just want to make it clear that I know it's like taboo. It feels like that. Like we can't talk about the rugs and what was going on and the fact that they were two kids in this relationship and the fact that one was older and the other one was a minor. Like, do these things come into play? I don't know. I'm not the court system, so I really don't know. But in my opinion, at the end of the day, it all matters. And if I die and everyone's trying to hide who I was in my past, like, then who was I? Like, that makes no sense. And I know they're victims, and my heart does go out to them, and I don't think they deserve this. I think it was crazy, but it's like, chill out. Like, it's just facts. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind when you guys are attacking creators that are just trying to share what's out there. And I'm not the only one. So, like, you guys can't be that upset with me. And I'm going to keep on sharing what I want to share. So if you don't like it, that sucks. I think I'm a pretty cool person. So that's on you, you know? So with the information that I'm showing tonight, it's not attacking anyone. It's just what's out there on the Googles and on the TikToks. So I want to make that very clear. I'm not upset at anyone. I know people have been attacking me in the comments. I know I'll see some of you hating here and then going and supporting other channels that are doing just the same. And like, do what you want, but don't come here and get me twisted. First of all, respectfully. With that being said, Chris Cuomo, please hit the like button. Hello. We're not this confrontational all the time. We really are not. Trust me. I have come on here and like danced and taken my shirt off before. Like, I think as much as I can be confrontational, we have a lot of fun here. The channel that I have built, I'm proud of, and we have a good community. I have interviewed the Christine Russo. I have been following this case. So, like, it is what it is, and we're just covering the public information. I'm not coming for anyone. Are we good? Like, I feel like I just needed to clear that up. They're like, is she crashing out? No, it's not a crash out. Mel, you're not the bad guy. Yeah, and yes, two things can be true at the same time. Thank you, Laura. I see Jamie in here. I know that's a lot for people. It's a lot for people. I get it. My parents tell me all the time they appreciate me and love me for being so real, but they're like, sometimes you're right. And I think I'm right here. Mango, hello. Mango's not in here being too happy. At least it didn't seem like it. Vicky, Evie, shout out to the mods who show up and support me. Debbie says, Melly, love you. Okay, okay. Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know. I'm sorry. Like, I didn't mean to come in here and like dump on you guys, which is actually kind of ironic because like why I was late to this live was because Davion's sister, Divine, was basically just having a meltdown on a live. I'm not going to show it. I want to remain respectful, but I do want to know if she for somehow gets wind of this live that, I support her and the mental health things that she's going through. I cannot imagine. She was on a live really upset right before I came on here. And I think that's what kind of got me like thinking. She was just, if you saw it, you saw it. She was just talking about her family relationship. She was talking about her brother. It was very sad. But mental health is important. And I feel like I have been in that place before. So I just want to send my love to her. I see Adrian. Hello, hello. Joker, creatively inspired. Nikki. Oh, a lot of you are here. I'm behind on the comments. Okay, wait, hold on. Mm, she has been through so much. Yeah, I know. I know. But I know what it's like to be in that mental space, and I'm just concerned about some of the things she said. Thank you, Jules. You have saved. Oh, thank you, Melissa. I'm glad that you're here. I just changed route. We all in trouble. No, no, you're not in trouble. um, People want to hear what they want to hear. Yeah, I'm just not that type of person. Like you can message me and tell me all kinds of things about a person, and until I go talk to them or get to know them, like I'm probably not taking your word for it unless you're like someone I trust, respectfully. I have a lot of people talking a lot about me and sending emails and hating on me. Like I have been trolled on here. I have been doxxed on here. My shit is out there. I've been honest about my mental health issues, my drinking issues in the past, the mistakes that I've made. We've all I think channel owners at some point get doxxed or have to expose themselves because other people are doing it. And I'm not here to expose people's past. I'm just here to bring out things that could possibly pertain to Kenzie's case. Like, does it matter that Christine Russo, Dom's mom, is being was accused of these things in the past? Like, does that matter when she's in there having a say in Kenzie's case? Like, respectfully, if that's my case, I would say no. Everyone has a different opinion, and that's fine. I'm not here to change your mind. No one's doing anything crazy here. Hey, Mikey. Hey, Edith. Yeah, okay, I'll shut the fuck up and we can get into this because some people are gonna probably unsubscribe and be like, this girl's crazy. She's too crazy. She's talking too real. She talks about mental health issues and real life issues, and she knows all about herself. So it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I get it. It really can be sometimes. Um, but I've gone through a lot in my life to get where I am today. And so it is what it is. Let's get started. Chris Cuomo did a little 10-minute section with some guy from TMZ. I'm not like a fan of. I don't even really know his name. But let's watch it because they talk about Kenzie's trial and then we'll go into the body cam. I didn't put it in order. I was dealing with FOIAs, lawyers, etc. before I came on here. So like I didn't, put together the body cam like I like to, so it's all one video. But we'll just watch it. Some of it is quiet. I'll probably skip through those parts. And then we'll get into there's a TikToker that I have been watching her stuff this last week, and I want to share what she has come across. And then I want to go on the Support Kenzie website and read what they have to say there. Just get a perspective, see what's going out there. Her appeal is still in process. And so, yeah, let's get started. Okay. I know that was a lot. Are we good? We can move on. I got my drink. You got your drink. Grab a snack. Let's see. Oh, hold on. Please make sure you guys hit the like button too. Okay, here we go. I can't remember his name. I'm sure it'll come to me.
I want to test my ideas on your better mind. First one is that counsel choosing a bench trial in this case was crazy.
I think I told this to Dusty. I have a bat that is kind of on, you can pull it off of the wall in my office that is my father's. And the bat says, if I ever think of waiving jury, use this bat between my eyes. So yes, that is, we have gone so far as to have a bat put on the wall, because my father used to say, bless his heart, if I ever think of waiving jury, hit me between the eyes.
So explain to people where your head is on the outcome in this trial and why that choice may well qualify as a procedural fatal flaw.
So the problem sometimes is if you're going to challenge a conviction and you're going to lay it at the feet of the lawyer, or the lawyer was brain dead.
Yes, Mark Garagos, thank you. I forgot, I knew it. It's just like, there's a lot in my mind, so I was like forgetting it. You know how that works. And thank you, Lori Johnson. Love you, Melly. You keep doing you. Thank you. I know the real ones will stick around. And so I appreciate you, Lori. That's really nice of you. Okay, let's see.
The lawyer has a plausible reason for why they did what they did, and it fits under the rubric of a tactical or strategic choice. It's a very, very hard uphill battle. In this case, however, waiving jury is a core fundamental constitutional right, so you've got a battleground to fight on. And in this case, I have tried, I can't tell you how many of these types of cases, both for the victims and when I've represented somebody who was charged with this. I remember, and by the way, Chris, I have defended more than my fair share of murder cases. I will tell you that these cases are the most heartbreaking to be involved in. In fact, the last one that I had, the last trial I had, I can think of was in about 30 miles from here with a young kid who was 17 at the time. They waited till he turned 18. He ended up killing a mother and a son and doing great damage to the kid, but he was a great kid. And part of the problem is these are horrific, horrific crimes, and the law dealing with them a lot of times now, I'm old enough to remember when we started this practice.
Thank you, Blanca. FOIA requests aren't cheap. Yeah, they're not. And I try to get them myself before I use like anyone's other than Plunder. I support her and I reach out to her personally. So I'm comfortable with that. But like, I appreciate that, Blanca. That really does mean a lot, because you're right. It's not cheap. Some are free, some are not. I'm trying to get some Kenzie documents that are not actually free. And I convinced them to give me a good deal. Yeah, I was over there negotiating, ma'am. Yes, I was. I was like, listen, give me a discount on them documents, because I have been calling. So we'll see. We'll see if I can get them, but thank you. I appreciate that.
If you killed somebody in your car 40 years ago, that was a probationary sentence. I mean, that was just the way it was. You're old enough to remember when DUIs were 0.15 or over. And in this case, we have not under the influence. What has happened in this kind of march of time is that we've gone from 0.15, 0.12, 0.10, 0.08. Then we've gotten to the point where now if you are reckless driving, that can supply the malice for murder. And that's what we have here.
So when you heard about this decision to waive the jury and give it to the judge, and then you saw this case, what were your thoughts?
My immediate one was she must have been underage. It must have been a juvenile proceeding. And if it was a juvenile proceeding, you don't get jurors. That was kind of my immediate reaction. I understand the thought process, meaning the defense lawyer is thinking no jury is going to ever have the guts to vote not guilty on murder. That's a horrendous, horrendous decision. I know that that is your knee-jerk reaction, but what you find with jurors is they do have, the case I was talking about, for instance, that hung 9-3 for not guilty. They convicted of the lesser charges, the gross vehicular manslaughter, all the other kinds of lesser included, so to speak.
I don't want to keep going without forgetting. Thank you, Jules, for gifting a membership. Welcome, Nameless. And thank you, Hoodies. That's very nice of you for gifting as well. I think this might be a members after, but if not, we're definitely doing another one this week. So welcome to all the new members. Thank you, Hoodies and Jules. That's very kind.
But they hung on the hard charge. And what I think lawyers who don't try a lot of cases fail to understand is jurors tend to identify with the defendant if it's somebody who has any redeeming qualities. And if you can give them voice and at least tell their story, there's a mother or a father who might say, geez, but for the grace of God walked me with my own kid. I can see my kid doing something incredibly stupid, but does that mean they go away for the rest of their life? I
can empathize with that because I even made stupid decisions as an adult. So, you know what I mean?
This woman, by all accounts and by this documentary at least, did herself no favors.
So that takes me to what I see is also a fatal flaw. The decision to not lean into the THC and the fact that she had THC in her system and to put her on the stand to explain the data away, to come up with some rationale that this decision, of course, you're always very reluctant to have a defendant on the stand. But when you knew the data was as cold and indicative as it was, and
don't we all? I know. Not everybody likes to talk about it. I like to be open about those kinds of things. I don't know. Is that weird? Like I like to talk about those life experiences. I know it's uncomfortable. Sometimes even for me, but I've learned how to work through that with a lot of therapy. Thank you, Robin, for the super sticker. And thank you, Lori Johnson, again for the $19.99. You guys are so kind. Thank you. I love all of you who are here in support.
No, you had THC in her system. Why did they just abandon the THC argument? We know why the prosecution did. They didn't want it to be diminished capacity. They wanted it to be intentional. They're going for the hard charge, as you suggest. But what do you make of that decision? Not on the stand and forget about the THC.
So as you mentioned, for a defense lawyer, the toughest decision is, do you put your client on the stand? I will tell you, there have been some very successful over the years. One of them still alive, one has passed away. They label themselves DUI defense lawyers, but they basically are lawyers who concentrate in the trying of cases involving cars, automobiles. And as I said, that has moved away from just being under the influence to reckless behavior that gives you implied malice. The thought process is by a lot of these lawyers, and I've talked to them who do this every single day, is that you have to put your client on the stand in those cases because it's a wholly different calculation than it would be if you have somebody who has all kinds of prior convictions or that has all kinds of would not withstand the cross-examination. The heartbreaking part of these cases are that a lot of times it does not fit into the mold of most people who are in the maws of the criminal justice system. And that can be a benefit for somebody who gets on the stand who may be able to carry a couple of jurors with them.
I mean, look, you pick a jury.
And this is a conversation, right? That's why I titled it "The Internet is Divided," because I see some channels that fully disagree with a lot of what we said here. And I find myself not changing my mind about that I think justice needs to be served for what happened in that crash, but changing my mind maybe in some of the investigation tactics and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that I don't care how these two boys died or that I'm inconsiderate of it. It just means, like, did she get a fair trial? There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be reading in some documents that I'm like, okay, that might have mattered. Maybe not to me and you. And that's okay. But maybe to somebody on the jury. I don't know. Everyone's different. And thank you, Marie, for the super sticker. She says, thank you for your commitment. And DGA says, I'm only doing the Lord's work. Thank you, DGH. That's very nice. I'm trying. I'm really trying here. And I saw Lori doing 199 again. Thank you, Lori. Appreciate you. It's good to be open-minded. Yeah, and I'm like most I guess what's the word? I'm like about child crimes. Like I'm big on that. And so we will be talking. There's a situation that does involve crimes against children, and it might not be true. The case might have been thrown out, whatever. It might have just been lies, but I can't just ignore that to just please the people out there that want to put people on a pedestal. I want to crucify certain people. And you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you feel my vibe? Hey, ATS. ATS missed the beginning. Well,
Jury trial. You need one juror to believe that, well, she says she was really high and that she kind of knew she was accelerating and they were laughing and they were loving it and they told her to keep going. And again, I'm assuming facts, but it's not like we think that she's telling the truth all the time anyway, right? So that one juror knowing that she's on THC, we know, and we don't know how much because they screwed up the sample at the hospital and didn't preserve it the right way. So you can kind of play with how high she was, which is in her mind, I'm the highest I ever was. That's why I fell asleep. Doesn't that seem to have been a more reasonable path to take to explain away the data than, nah?
Yeah, this I said yesterday. Why would she use that? I just can't remember. Like, obviously everyone would think that's, crazy. A crazy excuse. Like, she could have made these things up that Chris Cuomo's saying.
We're just going to go hard on the data and say that it could be flawed.
If you had explored, because you, as a defense lawyer, you have to explore everything. If you had explored the so-called black.
Her defense lawyer did not do a good job. We can all agree to that. And that's not our fault. You're right. That is a call on her parents and Mackenzie. And that's okay. Like, I have a lot of experience in that. So I know how to handle hiring lawyers and looking into them, but not everybody does. And that's really shitty.
Box in the car. If you had explored an accident reconstructionist, if you had explored somebody who had looked at the car, when I say accident reconstructionists, there are people who forensically will examine a car and decide whether or not there was a brake malfunction. They can know what the speeds are. Many of the cases I have, they can tell you when there was an acceleration, when there was braking.
Yes,
all by the data, as you say. If you've come to the conclusion at that point that a mechanical malfunction is not a plausible explanation and it's going to come down to something else, then somebody's got to articulate what that something else is. And oftentimes that's the client. And you have to give somebody a plausible explanation for why what happened to happen. Otherwise, part of the problem sometimes with the second guessing of these cases when they're done in a docuseries is that you're looking with the 20/20 vision
right
insight, right? But clearly here, it would appear at least that you have a very challenging case in terms of the emotions and the facts surrounding it. You got to do something. You can't you can't phone it in.
And especially when you're going for a bench trial, because if there's somebody who's not going to be receptive to pots and to, well, the data could be off, I know that they have every moment of the period of from being stopped at the corner of acceleration, and that they have digital feedback of no steering move.
Well, it turns out that Kenzie might have not known the judge, but other players in this case could have known the judge. And listen, that is pull. I don't care what anyone says. It is pull if you are an attorney and you're going through this and you have a say. That is powerful. Money talks, positions in the law enforcement field talk. Okay. Let's just put that out there. Even locals say the defense lawyer was, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of things he could have argued. I'm almost afraid to say this, but I am a licensed and others and love you, Melly, and others for normalizing mental health and the need for therapy all humans can benefit from. Oh, I can go on for years on here about that, like personal experience. It's crazy. And you're right. It's a very big thing. So thank you for saying that. Out of my system turned out okay because of my parents. Yeah, okay, so some of you have, like, bad connection. It might be the weather, I don't know. Is it good on my end? The justice system is all political and money and not true justice. I had someone write me on TikTok, and she was, like, telling me about a case similar to Kenzie's and her brother, and, she was saying that the case was ruined because of the public and the media, and I was just like, "Whoa." It was different, talking to someone that that supports your channel, talk to you about, like, how corruption and things like that do affect cases. It was just interesting perspective.
Movements, no braking movements, no skid marks, no deviations in path. And here's the rate of acceleration that only goes up the entire time. Oh, yeah. And here is the sensor that shows that the accelerator was fully depressed for about 10 straight seconds. Who says, all right, I'm going to take that on when you have, oh, by the way, she was totally high out of her mind. I don't know why you abandoned that. I want to talk to the lawyer about it. I looked at the record of the trial. Yeah. They didn't have some great Mark Garagos forensic expert to come in and say, I've never seen data like this that's so bad. This is the worst data I've ever seen.
So and to do it normally with a bench trial, I mean, as much as I talk about the bat, and that's a true story, I have done bench trials. I've been successful in bench trials. But if you do a bench trial, it's commonly you understand that the judge has either given you some indication or you have something that leads you to believe that that's the right decision.
Right.
Obviously, here that was not the case. And
here, I mean, look, in these podcasts, I love watching you, and it's so great to have a real pro in this space, because the whole, she was really a lesbian and she'd always been planning it. And, they take the unknown from these cases and they just make things out of whole cloth. Oh, the judge's name was Russo and so is Dominic's, like that's what you got. So I wanted to kind of break this down in terms of the choice structures that were made in this case. And some of them were just not great choices. Now, does that amount to an appeal for ineffective counsel? You can do anything. But
you could do it, but you're going to run up against headlong, pun intended, into all of these problems that I've kind of given you the summary of.
I think that's what comes next, though. She's going to get a new counsel who says there's no way you ignore this THC in her blood. There's no way you don't put her on the stand to explain that away, that it's not what the data is. She has a whole explanation that they just didn't like, and that worked against her interests. And there's no way you go with a bench trial in a situation like this. I think that's what comes next. And I'm not just guessing, that's what I'm told. So we'll see. But Mark,
he's not just guessing, that's what he's told. I know not everyone is fond of Chris Cuomo, but I loves. I do. I think he's great. I think he's fair in a sense of like Vinny. I was a mod for Vinny for a very long time, for like a year. Well, I think it's a long time, for like a year. And Vinny was sometimes like that. He would look at both sides for sure. He was good at it. Thank you, boss lady. Melanie, keep being you. You rock. Thank you. That's really nice. I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. So that was a little clip I wanted to watch. Okay, let me pull up this article. We're gonna read an article and then we're gonna go to the body cam and then we'll go to other stuff. Let's ease ourselves into this. Yes? Okay. Let me airdrop this website to my computer because I didn't. Sorry, it's been a crazy day. Okay. Let's read this article. It's an older article, but I wanted to read it. Because Chris Cuomo mentions the lawyers knowing the same last name, la la la. This article is on 19 News Cleveland. It says the prosecutor in Ohio's largest county, this is old too, it's from 2006, but it comes up on the TikToks that we're going to watch in a little bit. So I wanted to go and see it for myself. Prosecutor in Ohio's largest county is opposing a local judge who he says is lazy and soft on criminals. The problem, some say, is the candidate Bill Mason is backing has a troubled past that includes a drug arrest. All three, Mason, Cuyahoga County, Common Pleas Judge Ann T. Mannin, and judicial candidate Christine Russo, are Democrats. Court documents show that police in a suburban Berea arrested Russo in 1994 on a charge of possession of marijuana while she was employed as an assistant county prosecutor. She resigned from her job, but later insisted that Mason's predecessors forced her out. Russo pleaded no contest to drug abuse in January of 1995 and paid a $100 fine. She later had the conviction expunged. Drug-tainted allegations reappeared in 2003 after Russo's brother-in-law accused her and her husband, Frank, of assaulting him at the family's Thanksgiving dinner. Vince Russo, a convicted MJ dealer, sued the couple for assault and battery. He later accused Christine Russo of conspiring with him to set up a pot-growing business and laundering his drug profits. He produced a tape that he backed up to his claims. Russo denies her brother-in-law's allegations. I'm the victim here, she said, accusing Vince Russo of lying to ruin her judicial aspirations. And I am naive. Every time I try to lend these people a hand, they bite my arm off. Christine Russo and her in-laws are unrelated to any of the county 6 Russo's surnamed judges or to county auditor Frank Russo, according to the plain dealer. So that solidifies what Chris Cuomo was bringing up there. Party insiders said Mason pledged to back Russo while he compiled a list of complaints against Mannin and discourage others from entering the primary. Mason has since begun to distance himself from Russo and said he won't campaign for her. He said he was unaware of her arrest record for lawsuit allegations. As for Mannin, Mason still opposes her election. As far as I'm concerned, anybody else but Mannin is going to be better, he said. Mason asked for further comment Wednesday, said through spokeswoman Jamie Dalton that he hadn't endorsed anyone in the race and didn't intend to. Mannin, a 50 years old, a judge for 8 years, maintains that Mason and the party bosses had ample warning about Russo. At last month's executive committee meeting on the endorsements, Mannin said there were issues and problems in Russo's background that are much worse than any of the criticisms being lodged against her. Mannin predicted Russo's skeletons probably will come out eventually, although she declined to discuss them herself. The committee declined to endorse either candidate. There's no point in mudslinging, Mannin said. I don't consider it ethical. If that's what it takes for me to win, then I don't want this job. Mannin said she's proud of her judicial record and denies being soft on criminals or being lazy. She confirmed, however, that a former court administrator scolded her several years ago for working short hours and allowing her docket of pending cases to become clogged. Last year, Mason criticized Mannin's record in a 36 non-jury bench trials Half the defendants were acquitted and charges were reduced against 13 others. 5 were convicted as charged. Mannon defended her bench trial conviction rate and estimated Wednesday that it exceeded the rate of convictions in any jury trial in her courtroom. What does it close out with? Okay, that was it pretty much. So I thought that was an interesting document or article. Mhm. It's not like Kenzie is going to say the truth, though. She had a chance to explain herself and tell the truth and didn't keep on lying with the "I don't remember." Maybe she will. She has a right to not take the stand. At least her attorney didn't let her take the stand. But I think it should be made sure that they aren't related. I just think that if civilians don't have the right to do everything when they are a felon, we know that the charges got dropped and it was a misdemeanor. It was just weed. You're right. It's not that big of a deal, probably. But um, I thought that was just odd. Let's move on. There's a couple of other things we have. We have body cam. That was just an article that I saw on Keezy's page. We will be talking about who Keezy is in just a second. Let's watch this body cam. I wasn't aware that Dom and Davion got pulled over. Does this matter? I don't know. I don't know if there was fighting. I don't know what was going on. Um, like 9 days before the crash. So I hadn't seen this, but I got it all myself. So let's get into this body cam. Um, no one is saying Kenzie isn't guilty, but when you're in a position of power like a prosecutor, you can't be arrested for weed and covering for your drug dealer's son. Says K Bella. Maybe she doesn't remember because goodness knows you have made up a better excuse than not remembering. Maybe she really doesn't remember. Did you see the car? Plus, trauma can block memory and the rug use. She could have said anything, but she said nothing. I just have questions about the cars that drove by too. I have a clip that someone sent me. And I want to play that as well to see if you guys see anything. Because sometimes I don't see things. And I don't know if I see anything in this clip, but maybe you guys will. Let's get started with this body cam. Like I said, I will probably skip the quiet parts or whatever's not. I tried to go through them before here in full, but it was a lot. Yes, he did ATS. He used it. Oh, there's no sound in this one, I don't think. So this happened on July 22nd, 2022. Dominic and Davion got pulled over. There's Dom. I don't know. Let me see if there's no sound or if it's my audio issues. Because I thought there was sound on one of them. I'm gonna put on another one and we'll go back to that clip. I want to make sure you guys. Okay, yeah. So it was. Yeah, it was just that one that the PD sent it to me with no sound. Okay, let's go back. I just wanted to make sure. So let's go back to the first one. Yeah, there's like a couple of. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They sent me like 10 body cams. So I know this one doesn't have sound, but that's Dom's Cadillac. This was on July 22nd, 2022. I think this is interesting because Dom pulls out the, oh, my mom's a lawyer thing, and I don't like that. I just don't like that. And I think it was Bella said, I agree with what she said completely. And we all want to, I know Dom was a good person. I don't doubt that. But we know he was rug dealing, and it wasn't just baby sacks here and there. Come by and get a 10 sack. No, baby. Someone sent me the menu. I have the menu. I know. I don't know if I'm going to share that because I don't know that YouTube will like it. But I have his menu for all the rugs. There's Davion. No, there's no sound. This one doesn't have sound. But the next ones will. Thought that was interesting. This didn't have sound. I don't know if they redacted it or if that's just the way it was. I'm assuming they redacted it for whatever suspicious reasons. Yeah, I would share the list, but I don't know if YouTube will like me putting bags of weed on the screen. I'll tell you this much. There's bags and bags of weed, there's lean, and there's pills. Why were they pulled over? They were pulled over for like tags or something. There's no sound on this one. Didn't the mom say the car was in the name? Yeah. For sure. This one doesn't have sound. I know it's kind of annoying, but we're just gonna watch a little bit of what they're doing in the car, and then we'll move on to the next ones. Yeah, McBlonlin. It's what I've been finding too. They're like full blown searching his car for just being a bad tag. They pat down Davion and not Dom. Well, you don't know why I think they did that, but this is interesting. They must have good reasoning to search his car. I don't know. And I don't know why they sent it with no sound. I'm concerned about that too. They're like really looking. They're doing like a whole stop as you're going into Tijuana. They full blown check your car. Tires. I mean, let's keep it real. This ain't no just, oh, peeping in the back. Honey, they're looking underneath the back of the trunk. I've been pulled over many times in my life and I don't remember being searched like this. Like looking in my trunk and stuff. Like underneath where they put the spare. Is that what they call it? Just kidding. I'm not good with cars, but at least I know what a chunk is and a tire. Okay. Yeah, this is a couple days prior. I mean, do you just pull someone over? Like, I have a question for the police. I sent them a question because or email because I'm like, why would they just like search his car like that? And I had no idea Davion was in this body cam. Probable cause. Meaning like what? You can't search a car without a warrant. Exactly. Look at this. They're like full blown going through his car. ATS says, is this why she had scale and mushrooms in her waistband? I know y'all want to act like Kenzie was real hood and she was the main dog out there. She was not. She might have been a wannabe and she might have been selling nudes, but we know she wasn't the big dog here with the rugs. Let's keep it so for real. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm not no person to attack anyone that has done time or anything like that. I've talked about that openly on my channel before. Like what is going on? I for sure thought they needed a warrant for this. No? Probable cause? Meaning like what? Someone told? They knew? What's going on here? I love how they all just leave the camera too. Oh, this is interesting. There's no sound on this one, so chill out. The next ones do have sound. They probably just smelled something or open liquor. Okay, some of you say you're cutting out. Is it me or is it you guys? Because I only see Green saying that and Evie. They got some type of consent. I'm just not used to that. Like, oh, your tags are expired. I got pulled over for my tinted windows, but they didn't search me like this. You know what I mean? No, the probable cause comes because he doesn't have legal tags on his car. Can't that just mean someone didn't pay the bill? Doesn't mean I'm a rug dealer. But it is driving illegally. I know. Trust me. I've gone to plenty of driving school. I guess I just don't know Ohio and no, they smelt it. Hmm. Okay, so they go back. Interesting. Cops' intuition. Or maybe cops are familiar with the person. I mean, at that point, sir, go search my house. Shit, you almost took out the spare tire. Like, right? Wasn't just a little search. I don't know. It wasn't that bad. A lot of talking there for not having a body cam on. I don't like that. Oof. Um, can I have a lawyer? It would be my thing. 911 or 911 pulls me over. Can I have my lawyer, please? Or my dad? So you can call my lawyer? This is weird. Who's his lawyer, though? Who's his mom? I don't know what the word for that is. Is that? Hmm. It's a lot of talking going on there. Oh, you can go. No, no, no. Y'all who've been in the comments hating, come up to the stage and apologize. I don't do that shit, dude. I'm sorry. You think I'll forget? I don't. Respectfully. Okay. Let's watch the next one. That does have sound. Okay, I'm gonna skip the third video, but let's watch the second one. Doo, 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 doo. Okay, I think this one might have some sound.
Robbery back.
Oh yeah. Ooh, okay, yeah. Starting it over. Yeah, thank you, Green. She is an apology. I would still call a lawyer no matter what. I don't know. I need to.
How you doing? Is your license insurance with you? Huh? Oh, your license plate light is out. The license plate light's out? Yeah. How about you? You got an ID? I'm sorry? Okay, how old are you? How old are you?
20.
20? Okay. Alright. What's your name?
Dominic.
Dominic. What's your date of birth?
September 24, 2001.
Alright. Stay in the car, I'll be right back.
I'm just gonna forward the music part a little bit. I'm like, I forgot my dancing clothes. We going to the club? Who's buying me a drink?
Right, if you find him, will you send his socks on my screen, please? For fuck's sakes.
Oh. Officer. Officer.
How you doing? Okay.
August 4th.
Thanks. The dog is irrelevant at this point.
Oh, okay. Oh, I went too.
Hey. Real strong odor. Huh?
Is it just him?
No, there's another guy in the car who apparently lives here.
Wait, did he say real strongly?
Hey. Real strong odor. Huh?
Oh,
No, there's another
real strong odor. That's what it was.
guy in
Yeah.
the car who apparently lives here because his dad came out to let us know he can help out. Real strong odor of marijuana in there. So, fuck is it? Someone of ours? So, I mean, the dog is irrelevant at this point.
The dog is irrelevant at this point. So what? They brought the dog because they thought the dog would be relevant. It's almost like, were they expecting something else? Sorry, let me fix my light. Were they expecting something else? Like, what? That's so odd to me. Maybe they just had the dog and it's not a coincidence.
See if you can manage to get the passenger's info. I'm sure Chris is going to hurt. Dominic's going to get us out of time.
What did he say? I'm sure who heard?
Another guy in the car who apparently lives here because his dad came out to let us know he can help out.
Is that Davion's dad? Whoa.
Real strong odor of marijuana in there. So, fuck is it? Someone of ours? So, I mean, the dog is irrelevant at this point. See if you can manage to get the passenger's info. I'm sure Chris is going to hurt.
Did he say I'm sure Chris is gonna hear? Does he mean Christine Russo? Or who's that? Am I hearing things? Let me go back.
Real strong odor of marijuana in there. So. Okay. Fuck is it? Is that one of ours? So the dog is irrelevant at this point. Right. See if you can manage to get the passenger's info. Yep. I'm sure Chris is gonna hear. Dominic.
I'm sure Chris is gonna hear. Is that what I heard?
I guess hard time. Come on out, man.
Why?
Because I asked you to.
No, I was just a bad.
Wait. He told him to come out of the car and he said, why? Oh, Chet.
So. Okay. Fuck is it? Is that one of ours?
Did I hear him say, what the fuck is this too? I have questions.
So the dog is irrelevant at this point. Right. See if you can manage to get the passenger's info. Yep. I'm sure Chris is gonna hear. Dominic's gonna get us hard time. Come on out, man.
Why?
Because I asked you to.
No, I was just a back tail light.
Get out of the car. I'm asking you to get out of the car.
I'm about to videotape.
Dominic, I've given you a lawful order to exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. Do you carry any pocket knives or anything like that?
Oh,
Keep your hands out of your pockets for me,
I
okay?
got my keys. That's it.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
Huh?
Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
No, I'm just saying.
Put your keys on the hood.
I can't find anything, dude.
What?
okay. This way, I'm sorry. This way, I would have been arrested already. Someone bail me out. Like, I'm in California, so cops like this, if you talk to them like this, they're gonna have a problem with it. Am I living in the wrong state? Like, is police different everywhere? Clearly. Because I would have full blown, they would have been like, excuse me? Especially because I'm.
Giving you a lawful order to exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. Do you carry any pocket knives or anything like that?
Oh,
Keep your hands out of your pockets for me,
I
okay?
got my keys. That's it.
Okay. Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
Huh?
Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
No, I'm just saying.
Put your keys on the hood.
I can't find anything, dude.
What?
Wasting your time.
I'm not your dude. Pull him up. Well, the strong odor of marijuana coming out of your car says something.
Medical marijuana card.
Okay.
I go to the dispensary and I picked it up legally. and I
Where's
drive
your
it
medical
back in my
marijuana
car.
card?
I had it online. Did it on the email.
Okay. Well, you know you're supposed to have it with you, right? And
You
you
can have it on the phone. I don't have. I don't have any
you
medical
can't
marijuana.
smoke and drive, right?
I'm not smoking and driving.
Go on back there with me. Is there anything else in the vehicle I need to know about? Okay. See, it's not in its original container. You can't carry it like that.
Wait. I'm screaming. No way. Open container of what? Weed? If it's alcohol, I'm gonna shit myself up here. Because I've experienced with that, and they do not allow any open container of nothing. No, no. Let's go back.
Well, you know you're supposed to have it with you, right? And you
What is, because he said I don't have weed on me.
come on out, man.
Why?
Because I asked you to.
No, I was a back tail light.
Get out of the car. I'm asking you to get out of the car.
No one's disrespecting the victims. We're not ignoring the fact of what's in the text. Dom having weed and doing this doesn't make him the devil. If you even know who that is. Like, it doesn't make him that. It doesn't mean that we're doing anything wrong here. No one is trashing the victims. Respectfully.
I'll be back to video too.
Dominic, I've given you a lawful order to exit the vehicle. Exit the vehicle. Do you carry any pocket knives or anything like that?
No.
Keep your hands out of your pockets for me,
I
okay?
got my keys. That's the.
Okay. Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
Huh?
Do you carry a pocket knife on your keys?
No, I'm just saying.
Put your keys on the hood.
I can't find anything, dude.
What?
Wasting your time.
I'm not your dude.
I'm not your dude.
Pull him up. Well, a strong odor of marijuana coming out of your car says something.
Medical marijuana card.
Okay.
I go to the dispensary and I pick it up legally. and I
Where's
drive
your
it
medical
back in the
marijuana
car.
card?
I had it online. Did it on the email.
Okay. Well, you know you're supposed to have it with you, right? And
You
you
can have it on the phone. I don't have. I don't have any
you
medical
can't
marijuana.
smoke and drive, right?
I'm not smoking and driving.
Go on back there with me. Is there anything else in the vehicle I need to know about? Okay. See, it's not in its original container. You can't carry it like that.
I have dealt with police a lot in my lifetime, and let me tell you, acting like that would have got me more time. Respectfully. And he found a baggie of weed. He said it's not in its original container from the Medical Marijuana Club. We're a 420 friendly channel. That's not the point here. We're not dissecting this video to be bullies. It's funny how we can put all this stuff about victims and people involved in crimes, and then this one is just like, oh, she's the devil. She's showing public body cam. Like I said earlier, just because we leave this earth does not mean that our past and whatever gets erased, respectfully. Like, if it's a bag of weed and you're gonna let him go, let him go. Why are you searching his car again?
Copy.
Man, the seat is loose.
So we determined they don't need a warrant? What the? Okay, this is not a normal traffic stop. Can we establish, like, is this normal where you live? Like, have you been pulled over for a blacked out window and then they searched your trunk? And this is like, they're like trying to look into the car, if you know what I mean. Probable cause, he already said he had weed. So they assume that he has something else is their probable cause. Because he admitted he has recreational MJ. So we've established that. We don't have a problem with that. They're like tapping his doors. What is that? Wait. Is that cologne? What is that? Is that a bottle of cologne? Dude, I already know. I would have been on myself to the county jail. Book her right in, officer. Book her ass in. This is wild to me. Like, what the? the?
Hey, it's your choice. You can have this. You can have this back empty with a ticket, or you can just pour it out. What do you want?
You can have this back empty with a ticket? There's no way. Not in California, dude. Mm-mm. Not back in the day. Maybe now. I mean, speaking of weed, alcohol, there's no way he would have said, "You want to just dump this out and I'll let you go?" This is crazy. Speaking from experience, too. No way. I don't believe this. I can't. It's an open container. Yeah, he's not drunk, but they're just gonna, he's under 21. What does that matter? People under 21 get pulled over all the time. Drunk. They would have had to do a breathalyzer test. He wouldn't just say pour it out, at least not here from my experience in California. I don't know where y'all live in, but I need to move there.
Hey, it's your choice. You can have this. You can have this back empty with a ticket, or you can just pour it out. What do you want? What did you say? Well, you're not supposed to have it. If you're driving it, all your crap's in the car. You're in possession of it. Again, do you want a ticket for it, or do you want to just pour it out and take it with you and throw it away?
What? What is that? Yeah, that was a dab container. Oh my gosh, I'm like literally shook. I should like go into the police station here and ask them what they think about this because this is crazy.
Did you get his? What did he give you his ID?
Dude, even if I'm just speeding next time I get pulled over, I'm literally gonna pull this video up and be like, "Can you be like nice like this, officer, please, and just let me go? Please. Please."
5-7 to 25 or 14. Go ahead. If you guys find any property that will need mark tagging in, or just let us know. We'll swing by.
Yeah. Let's party our faces off. Yeah, we're screwed. We're in Cali. Bail me out, dude. They would never. I mean, like, you have to be up there in politics or law enforcement for them to be like, you fine, dump it out. Like, I've never seen that in my however many decades that I've lived in California. Not in the hood, not in the suburbs. Nope. You getting arrested, dude. I think one cop I've known that was nice to me. Like, that's crazy.
If you just want to go home, you can go home, or you can wait for him, whatever you want to do. You can grab your phone and ID. You can get back in the car if you want.
Are you gonna give me a ticket?
Yep.
Can you do that real quick? I'm trying to go home.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Wait, he's letting Davion go home. Davion decides to stick around. Dom says, I need to go home.
If you just want to go home, you can go home, or you can wait for him, whatever you want to do. You can grab your phone and ID. You can get back in the car if you want.
Are you gonna give me a ticket?
Yep.
Can you do that real quick? I'm trying to go home.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm letting
He said, can you do that real quick? I'm trying to go home.
you know you can go stand in the car, sit in the car if you want. You can pour that out and put it in the trash can right there. If they want to, Matt, if they want to pick this up to enter it, they can.
Try one. Go ahead. Understand. Pick up. Copy. 5-1 radio. We'll be out. We'll be assisting 14, 25.
Copy.
Four 3804.
A ticket.
Forward radio.
Good.
Can you look up Dominic? Tell me how many prior warnings he's been given for traffic or equipment. Storm. What's he saying?
I think he's just talking to the new guy.
Interesting.
Run that right in your.
Okay. Oh.
Was the vehicle searched then, I guess? Who was that traffic stop?
Headlights falling too close, and there were rolling papers throughout the vehicle.
Yep, they're still in there. Okay, thanks. Was the vehicle searched then, I guess?
There was another stop.
What was...
Wooly, respectfully, you don't have to be here. You're coming into this chat. No one's demeaning the people that are deceased. It's a body cam video. We're shocked that this is even a thing to get away with it. Like,
Do we have a new dispatcher tonight? Is that why this is taking so long?
Honestly, I don't know. All their voices sound the same to me. Well, we had one the past 2 nights. She was sending us to calls at 10:07, and she was sending day shift to calls at 6:50. So
I know one of them last week was sending us to calls that weren't even in our city. Go ahead.
they do have 2 new ones. But I'm
Just
not sure.
applied today and then April 28th.
this is too much. Reviewing someone's body cam just because they're deceased, if that's too much, you shouldn't be in true crime. Like, you can YouTube how to find goldfish, like, for real, respectfully, or how to make cucumber sandwiches, which I love. Like, there's other things you can do.
What was today for?
This stop right now.
Okay, what was April 28th?
Just advise on headlights falling too close, and there were rolling papers throughout the vehicle.
Yep, they're still in there. Okay, thanks. Was the vehicle searched then, I guess? Who was that traffic stop?
Yeah, like, if this is how police are treating people, it should be all across the board. Damn. We deserve a pass too. Officer, let me dump my alcohol out. Doesn't mean that I don't love and respect Dom. That doesn't mean that.
She's gonna tell me Dominic. She's not gonna tell me the cop.
Homicide call.
Okay, thanks.
She's not going to tell me Dominic, she said.
Just advise on headlights falling too close, and there were rolling papers throughout the vehicle.
Yep, they're still in there. Okay, thanks.
They pulled over this car and there was rolling papers. And he says they're still in there.
Headlights falling too close, and there were rolling papers throughout the vehicle.
Yep, they're still in there. Okay, thanks. Was the vehicle searched then, I guess? Who was that traffic stop? She's gonna tell me Dominic. She's not gonna tell me the cop.
Homicide call.
Okay, thanks. Hey man, you just got stopped in April, right? And searched. They told you to get rid of all of those rolling papers and stuff. And everything's still in there. I'm not writing you for it, but hey, what's your phone number?
Yeah, if you don't like the freedom, of information, please take it up with the people who wrote these laws. Please go call them and then come back to my life. Let me know how that goes.
4th of August, 9:30, Stronghold Marriage Court. You don't have to be there unless you want to be. You have the right to contest it if you want to at the date and time. All information for the court is right here, including the website. Questions?
What would you end up doing there?
I can hear you.
What'd you end up,
For the license plate light.
License plate light? Cool.
That's it.
He said, what did you end up charging me with? License plate. And he says, all right, good.
Test it if you want to at the date and time. All information for the court is right here, including the website. Questions?
What you end up doing there?
I can hear you.
What'd you end up
For the license plate light.
It's license plate light. That's good.
That's it.
And that shit is really
Listen.
out.
It's out. Get the weed out of there, man. You don't want to be hassled by the cops. Get the weed out of there. Carry it in the containers that it's supposed to be in containers.
I know.
So that
No, honestly, I don't think I ever been in my car. But like, you know, like I told you straight, I'm not patient, and like it's happened before. But like, dude, it's a friendly plan. It's like everybody smokes it now. Like everybody has med cards. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the doctors recommend them. Michigan it's legal, so it's like
I get it.
that's
So
why
I gotta
I'm
do
just
it right.
like, I'm just like at this point, I'm just like, come on. I'm just like, I just want to go home. You
But a
know
lot
what
of
I'm
times, I get it, man. But a lot of times, weed leads to other things too. So you know,
Oh, we're doing other drugs.
right?
Yeah, but it's all.
And I don't know what you're doing. I mean,
it's all
you say it's,
dopamine. You
Huh?
know what I'm saying?
it's what?
It's all dopamine. Like, you know, it does lead
The truth will set you free. That wasn't just a message there to all of us.
to dopamine. You
Huh?
know what I'm saying?
It's what?
Write it in your notebook. Write it in your notes for the exam, please.
It's all dopamine. Like, you know, it does lead to other things, but like if you're a drug addict, you're a drug addict. That's kind of how I
No,
see it.
what I mean as far as we're concerned.
If you're a drug addict, you're a drug addict. I'm screaming. Someone punked me. I'm about to sue Strongsville Police Department for sending me an AI video. What the hell is going on here? What? I need to rewind. This is unreal. Who is this officer?
So you know,
Oh, we're doing other drugs.
right?
Yeah, but it's all.
And I don't know what you're doing. I mean,
it's all
you say it's,
dopamine. You
Huh?
know what I'm saying?
it's what?
It's all dopamine. Like, you know, it does lead to other things, but like if you're a drug addict, you're a drug addict. That's kind of how I see it.
What I mean as far as we're concerned, when if we find weed that's being handled illegally or carried or transported
find some
otherwise, we
other
find
shit.
other stuff too.
Yeah.
So do it right.
Yeah.
Do it right so you don't get hassled.
I will put it into my container. That's what I was telling my buddy, because then I was like a fucking jerk off, dude. And then like his parents are out, and I'm just trying to drop him off. Like we're just sitting at my house playing cards.
I have to go back. Come again? Come again.
When if we find weed that's being handled illegally or carried or transported
find some
otherwise, we
other
find
shit.
other stuff too.
Yeah.
So do it right.
Yeah.
Do it right so you don't get hassled.
I will put it into my container. That's what I was telling my buddy, because then I was like a fucking jerk off, dude. And then like his parents are out, and I'm just trying to drop him off. Like we're just sitting at my house playing cards. And then I'm like, yeah, it's late. I knew that. I gotta drop him off, you know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
Stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he was up lickety split.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't know.
All right, be careful, all right? Oh, hey, it's Dabs. Hold on a second.
Wow. You can tell by my reaction that I didn't watch that before I came on here. I have on my notes, don't play the third video, but let's play it. I think it's just silence. Maybe that's why. Okay, this is the stop. I'm gonna skip this one because they don't talk to him in this one at all. It's just the car. Okay. That's why I had don't play that one. Wow. Okay. Bear with me here. Let me pull up the next one. I don't know if this has much else, but let's go through it. Oh, okay.
Do you have an ID on you? Okay. Thank you.
I think this might be a different angle.
95 radio.
There's
Can you still have a car for me?
Davion.
Got any weapons or anything on you? Go ahead. You said no? Nothing illegal on you? All right. Mind if I pat you down, just make sure? All right.
I didn't see Dom get patted down. Did he? Did I miss that?
All right. Come over and step back with me, all right? Stay there.
Yeah, I don't think they were just looking for weed here, guys.
So give me a $25 marijuana ticket. I have a night card.
It's illegal.
He's on the phone with his mom here.
So give me a $25 marijuana ticket. I have a night card.
It's illegal. You can't, if you're, one, you can't smoke and drive. Two, if you got that for medical reasons, you keep it in the medical container, not in a plastic baggie. Hey, that's the law.
I know. I'm just saying you can give me a $25 ticket for a little. I didn't even know it was in there, honestly. That's why I like insurance for cars. It's not even the probable cause.
Well, it smells like marijuana, so we already.
Okay, Dom is on the phone with his mom, and his mom is telling him to say all that. Like,
It's illegal. You can't, if you're, one, you can't smoke and drive. Two, if you got that for medical reasons, you keep it in the medical container, not in a plastic baggie. Hey, that's the law.
I know. I'm just saying you can give me a $25 ticket for a little. I didn't even know it was in there, honestly. That's why I like insurance for cars. It's not even the probable cause.
Well, it smells like marijuana, so we already have probable cause to search your car.
It's not probable cause since March 2021.
No, that's not correct.
Yes.
No, it is not.
Correct. Look it up, and that's just gonna get dismissed anyway.
All right. All right, then why are you so concerned if it's just gonna get dismissed anyway? Let us do our job.
Wasting my time, dude. I'm not on the bed.
Go ahead. He's searching. If you want to swing by here, go ahead. there a way to turn off the lights?
I mean, we're not going to turn them off while we're on a traffic stop, so no.
Well, family's trying to see. Can't do that either. Without a warrant.
That's true. Yeah, I still think it's, I mean, I know you guys are saying probable cause, but I definitely thought like a warrant. I know I get it, but yeah, that's what I was taught. That's what he said.
Driving it, all your crap's in the car. You're in possession of it. Again, do you want a ticket for it, or do you want to just pour it out and take it with you and throw it away?
Stay on the curb. Stay right there for now. Stay on the curb. We'll wait till he's done searching, then you can pour it out. I called him in, yeah. He gave me his ID, yeah. Go ahead. Copy.
Wait, someone said, I want to make sure I don't miss this. I think someone said Kenzie got let go too. Okay, fair. So move to Ohio is what you're telling me. On my way. Dom it's not that special because it's of his mom. Remember, Kenzie got away with driving without a license in her body cam video. Yeah, but driving without a okay, I guess. I mean, I don't think they're on the same board. Rugs and no license, but I don't know. It's just my opinion. Anthony, no one's having a problem with the weed. You can smoke all the weed you want, just like Steve Shirilla said. I don't care if you do it, who do it, what do it. That's not the point here. I've said that before. We're a 420 friendly channel.
Good.
You want to go home? You can go home or you can wait for him. Whatever you want to do. You grab your phone and like you get back in the car. Yep.
All right. Y'all are having way too much fun without me. I need to come over to have dinner with some of y'all, like ATS. We can all say what we want, but like at the end of the day, like, you know, I have a lot of respect for Dom and Davion. Like they were doing their thing. Dom was, you know, doing his thing too. Whether we agree with that or not, like it is what it is. Trying to survive and live in a rough world as teenagers.
Yeah. Yep. 5-1.
But this is odd to me because I had weed one time in my car, and listen, it wasn't just like, oh, dump it out.
If you want to swing by here, there's some contraband for you to pick up. Nothing crazy, just some weed. That's it.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Just writing.
Okay.
Yeah, citing him, you know, because he's a lawyer just like his mom. He's like, son, you can't search our car. Sure we can.
All right.
So.
All right, we'll take it one.
Yep. Alrighty. See ya.
He's a lawyer just like his mom? What the?
Because he's a lawyer just like his mom. He's like, son, you can't search our car. Sure we can.
All right.
So.
All right, we'll take it one.
Yep. Alrighty. See ya.
Who's the owner of the weed?
Russo.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah, I think it's Dominic Russo.
Dominic Russo?
I'm pretty sure it's Dominic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it'll be in the there it is, Dominic.
Okay.
Sounds like they're familiar with that name.
Very good, thank you.
Yep.
That is actually wild.
Sure we can.
All right.
So.
All right, we'll take it one.
Yep. Alrighty. See ya.
Who's the owner of the weed?
Russo.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah, I think it's Dominic Russo.
Dominic Russo?
I'm pretty sure it's Dominic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it'll be in the there it is, Dominic.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good, thank you.
Yep.
One of them, that's
Honestly, I don't know. All their voices sound the same to me. Well, he had one the past 2 nights. She was sending us to calls at 10:07, and she was sending day shift to calls at 6:50. So.
I know one of them last week was sending us to calls at 10 City.
Yeah. So. They do have 2 new ones, but I'm not sure. Today.
What was today for? Okay, come on, let's see what's going on. A lot of times, I get it. A lot of times we do the other things too. I don't know. Huh? No, what I mean is for usually if you find weed that can handle the illegally or carry the transport of like you find those stuff. So do it right. Do it right so you don't get hassled.
Okay, let's go to the next video. There's like a couple more. If they're quiet, oh, this is just 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I don't think we need to watch this one. It's just the back of the car because it was a full body with us. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This one is also just 2 minutes. Let's see what's here. Okay. Oh, but what do we have here? Let's go back. I'm laughing because someone in the comments said you would have been grounded after this in my house. McBlondlin. I need to go to McBlondlin so she can keep me in check. This was on July 22nd, 2022. Jason, if you're not happy with this channel, need I say more?
Can you look up Dominic? Tell me how many prior warnings he's been given for traffic or equipment?
This matters to me. It does. Because if you have this much influence on a traffic stop, and I'm not saying that anyone here is being corrupt or crazy or that Kenzie doesn't deserve to be doing time. It's not what I'm saying here. So don't get all up in your feelings. His mom, Pepper, his mom, they clearly are familiar with the Russo name. He clearly got the option to spill his alcohol out when he shouldn't even be having alcohol in the car. Like, Joe, look, like, well, like, yeah, Judge Russo wouldn't have been my judge. I would have fought that ish. And some people feel the same as you, Joe. Two things can be true at the same time. Exactly. Okay. I think we have one more video and then we'll get into everything else. Pepper, you don't have to be here if you don't like what we're saying, respectfully. I'm done playing everyone's games. Like, quite frankly, I ain't doing nothing wrong. All of this is public information. No one's shitting on anyone. This is just another 2 minutes.
Nothing crazy, just
Y'all are like, you're the worst person ever on YouTube. But I'm like, some people didn't even know about this case until they came here. I've had people leaving me comments like, I didn't even know about this case until I came to your channel. So, like, respectfully, chill the fuck out.
else. No. It's right in the yeah, citing him, you know, because he's a lawyer just like his mom. He's like, son, you can't search our car. Sure we can.
Now we're going to have a war on who's lived a lot because I sure as hell have too. I could write a damn book.
All right, we'll take it winner. Yeah. All righty. Who's the owner of the weed? Russo. Oh, yes.
Do you hear how he says, oh, we know her, we know them? Why? Maybe prior calls to their house. Maybe the fact that she is an attorney. Maybe, etc.
Yeah, I think it's Dominic Russo. Dominic Russo? I'm pretty sure it's Dominic. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it'll be in the
Tell me how many prior warnings have been given for
very good, thank you. Sure. Take a look at what you got. That's our, you know, so we're in it for destruction.
Okay.
Smell it? Smell it?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Smell it?
That's why when he walked over to us.
Oh, so they did find Mary Jane.
This is like cheap stuff, and this is real high end, like blueberry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So they're gonna be ruin their night probably. Ooh.
So what do we do with this now? So.
Go on the floor.
Floor, all right. Hey, I didn't know if evidence bags or.
Oh yeah, you know, like you can throw it in one of your bags. Generally, guys toss it on the floor so you like to see.
I feel like we need to have a party one time. like appear on the live again. I know it's been a long time. For those of you who were here for Melly After Darks, don't worry. I'm still here. I'm behaving. Come over to my TikTok or second channel because I'll be posting party time there. Only if you can hang. You're gonna come and judge and call the police. Don't come, please. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep it moving here. There's another video, 1 minute. If anybody wants these videos, they're through FOIA, so.
Okay, what's he cite? Okay.
Yeah, site. You can search our.
All right. All right, we'll take him winner.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Who's the owner of the weed?
Russo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are they surprised? Like, who did they think who was in the car? I hope they weren't thinking like it was Davion's.
Yeah, I think it's Dominic Russo.
Dominic Russo?
I'm pretty sure it's Dominic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be in the Dominic.
Okay.
If you don't know who Little Mike is, you haven't been here long enough. Okay, let's continue. All right, sheesh. I'm like, should I even play anything else? Because y'all are going to come for me. Respectfully. Okay. Let's go to Kenzie's. Before we go to Keezy's page, let's go to let's go to the free Kenzie thing. Oh boy, here we go. Critical thinking here. Like you're back in school. So this is like an ebook on the free Kenzie Shirilla team. It talks about discrepancies. So we're going to debunk a little before I get to the accusations against Ms. Russo. Do we believe all of this is true? Do we believe et cetera, et cetera? No, like this could all just be, it's all opinion based. Although there's police reports. Things get dropped, things happen. It is what it is. But I'm going to share. So this document, okay. The audio recording of a catastrophe. Let's get into this. Stay till the end, though. It's okay, ATS. I'll take care of it because that's not cool. On August 21st, 2023, Judge Nancy Margaret Russo stood in a Cuyahoga County courtroom to deliver a verdict that would send a 19-year-old to prison for life. In a bench trial where a single judge acts as both referee and jury, the words spoken during a verdict are not just casual remarks. They are the official legal rationale for a conviction. Shout out to Nay. She's a creator on TikTok. I will link everyone below. So if you're on there, you can follow her and follow me too, because I'm going to be doing like makeup stuff over there and partying and doing whatever I want over there. So follow. Let me pull up the chat. What happened to the chat? It's weird. It's not giving me an option to post it. Why? Maybe it's the type of article. Oh, just kidding. There we go. Okay. As the recorded audio and official court text show, the court looked at Mackenzie Shirilla's vehicle data and showed a calculated malicious mission. The judge explicitly cited specific guilty behaviors like 100% acceleration, driving in the pitch dark, navigating an obscure route, and being in an area that was not part of her daily routine. To a layman, these details sound like the perfect anatomy of a crime. But to a neurologist or an automotive specialist, this exact audio recording captures profound miscarriage of justice. Every single point the judge used to prove premeditation in the intent is a classic signature of a severe medical emergency combined with electronic vehicle failure. The legal system did not prove a murder. It simply misdiagnosed a biological and mechanical storm. Part 1, 100% acceleration illusion. The recorded judicial statement. The defendant drove at a speed of 100 miles per hour, pinning the accelerator pedal to 100% capacity. She never once applied the brakes. This demonstrates controlled absolute purpose and intent to collide with the wall. The medical and telemetry reality. When a conscious human being decides to commit a violent act, their brain is still subject to the basic survival reflexes embedded in the human nervous system. In high-speed impacts, alert drivers, even though acting maliciously, almost universally flinch, lift their foot, swerve, or tap the brakes at the last millisecond out of sheer survival instinct. The Bosch crash data retrieval report from Mackenzie's Toyota Camry showed that the accelerator pedal was pressed at 100% full throttle for 5 consecutive uninterrupted seconds, leading up directly to the crash. There was exactly 0% brake application. This unyielding, perfectly steady maximum downward force is physically impossible for a conscious, panicking human to maintain while driving 100 miles per hour towards a brick wall. However, it perfectly mirrors the tonic phase of a major tonic-clonic seizure or severe convulsively syncope. When a severe POTS episode starves a brain of oxygen while a patient is tapped upright in a driver's seat, the brainstem can suffer a hypoxic electric failure. In the tonic phase, the skeletal muscles undergo intense involuntary and rigid extension. The right leg locks straight out like a steel rod. Mackenzie did not pin the accelerator because she had an intentional mission. Her body was physically locked into the controls by any uncontrolled neurological spasm that she had no capacity to stop. Feel free to give me your opinion. You don't have to agree with this. This isn't like the end all be all Bible, bring it to your bedtime. We're just reading what the opposite team has to say. And we don't have to agree with that. It's having an open mind and looking at everything. Doesn't mean we're for one side, this side, that side, my side. Doesn't mean you have to hate me and talk shit about me. It just means we're looking at all avenues. Bring it to your Part 2. I love reading to you guys. The dark early morning and the lower threshold. The recorded judicial statement. She chose to drive in the early morning hours when it was pitch dark, ensuring that the area would be vacant and no one would be around to witness or stop her, is what they claim. The medical and telemetry reality. The court viewed the pitch dark morning as a tactical stealth choice. In doing so, the legal system completely ignored the biological environment required to trigger a sudden first-time seizure or an autonomic system collapse. Seizure thresholds are drastically altered by a specific triad of physical disruptors: extreme emotional distress, acute situational distress, and severe sleep deprivation. Mackenzie had also been operating under intense emotional turmoil and profound exhaustion in the days leading up to July 31st, 2022. There's something I want to review in another court document that talks about the proof that that's why she's appealing. So she's appealing with the Supreme Court to bring in the pots because there was an actual medical professional, I guess. We're going to read the report. We'll make of it when we get there. Okay. That actually did bring up that her oxygen level was low. Now, I don't know if that means she did it or didn't do it. We're just looking at all sides. And I want to read through that document because I don't remember that. And I've been covering a lot of this case. I have over 100 videos. And I made sure that I'm breaking no laws. Everything is public information I have received through FOIA. It's all out there. It is heavily documented in clinical neurology that severe prolonged environmental exhaustion acts as the ultimate biological trigger to collapse a patient's seizure threshold to absolute zero. Driving in the pitch dark requires intense visual tracking, placing an immense cognitive and sympathetic load on a fatigued brain. The dark early morning hours were not a calculated setting for a crime. They provided the exact devastating psychological environment needed to drop Mackenzie's seizure threshold to zero, sparking a sudden catastrophic neurological event behind the wheel. Part 3, the obscure non-routine route and the loss of guidance. The recorded and judicial statement. She drove down an obscure route in the business park where she did not routinely travel, proving she was scouting an isolated location to carry out this act. The medical and telemetry reality. Tim Troop and Judge Nancy Margaret Russo relied heavily on GPS data showing she took a non-routine path through a commercial area, claiming she sought an isolated wall to strike. However, official investigative files and witness testimonies completely destroy this sinister narrative. Statements from the witness who knew the couple explicitly confirmed that it was entirely normal for Mackenzie to travel that specific route, identifying it as a well-known routine, quote unquote, cut through that she had personally taken many times before. We hear that also from Miss Russo in the police investigation. Thank you, Emily. We're just reading this. Yeah. Evie says I copy us, but still, yeah, no, you don't have to agree with this. This is just like what the other side is like putting out there. So I would never try to have you change your mind about anything. That is up to you guys, just like that is up to me, and that I should be respected and not trashed for that. So like, if we're gonna be real here, you know. Because I have been getting a lot of hate over this, but I can handle it. That's the thing is y'all don't know about me. But I'm not closed-minded. Like I can read this and not get upset. So like I guess maybe that is the positives of working through so much therapy, but like this doesn't make me upset. I can stay neutral. I really can. Thank you, Jules. I'm really bad at staying neutral, Millie. I have a lot of respect for you to hold two things at once. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jules. It says, furthermore, mapping data proves that taking the specific cut-through road added a mere single minute of travel time to her route home. It was not calculated, mysterious detour to hunt a target. It was a familiar, ordinary path. The vehicle's black box data further contradicts the narrative of an alert driver consciously guiding a car along a chosen route. At the negative 4.25 second mark, the vehicle was traveling at 95.1 miles per hour with the accelerator pinned. At the exact millisecond, the steering wheel was held at negative 28.5 degrees. A negative 28.5 degrees. Because a negative number denotes a right-hand turn, the wheel was physically turned to the right. Concurrently, the car's actual physical rotation measured by the yaw rate was clocked at negative 11.71 degrees per second, rotating right in a perfect lockstep with the wheel. And here's a report that we did go over. An alert driver executing an intentional collision path makes rapid fine adjustments to guide the vehicle toward an objective. Instead, the data captures an unwavering, perfectly static right-handed tracking path. This complete lack of dynamic steering correction indicates a frozen physical posture, consistent with the tonic phase of an oncoming seizure, where the driver's arms and leg rigidly lock up simultaneously. When a POTS patient enters a severe pre-syncope aura, they experience tunnel vision, extreme dizziness, and profound disorientation. The driver's natural survivor instinct during an impending blackout is to frantically pull off of a main thoroughfare to find a quiet space to stop. Pulling onto a familiar side street or into an empty business park is a behavior of a panicked, fainting patient trying to find safety before losing consciousness. The car was flying blindly at 95 miles per hour because the neurological storm had already hit, turning a desperate attempt to pull over into a rigidly locked catastrophic arc. The structural layout of the vehicle further confirms this. Mackenzie's lower torso remained in the driver's seat, but her head and her upper chest completely collapsed laterally across the center console, wedged underneath the passenger side dashboard. In a cramped cockpit, a driver fading from a POTS episode cannot recline straight back or put their head in between their knees. The only open physical space to drop the upper torso for gravitational relief is to lean sideways over the center console towards the passenger side. She fell into this position before the impact, which is why her upper body was completely shielded from the direct crushing force of the primary steering column, explaining how she survived while her passengers tragically observed the full impact. Part 4. The ECU ghost, voltage dips, and false telemetry. The recorded judicial statement. The vehicle logs do not show any mechanical malfunctions or system errors. Therefore, the 100% accelerator position reading proves that the defendant was actively manually forcing the pedal to the floor with full human intent. The engineering and the laboratory reality are that the court relied on the vehicle data logs as absolute proof of human intent, completely unaware that the data itself records a catastrophic event electronic anonymously. In Table 1 of 4 of the Trigger 5 report, which we talked about this in a live, the vehicle claims Mackenzie had the accelerator pedal at a perfect, unyielding 100% for the final 5 seconds. Yet in the final 3 frames before impact, the engine throttle independently collapsed from 100% down to 38.5, then 13.5, and then finally 12.5% at impact. A vehicle computer cannot record a human flooding the gas pedal while simultaneously shutting down the engine's throttle valves unless the ECU itself is experiencing a severe electrical defect. Rigorous automatic laboratory replications have proven that modern drive-by-wire electronic throttle systems are highly vulnerable, catastrophic electronical glitches that leave absolutely zero traces in error logs. When an automobile experiences a sudden negative surge of voltage dropping down roughly 7 volts, it triggers an instantaneous reboot of the vehicle's central ECU. During this precise microscopic reboot window, a dangerous coding loop occurs. The computer's output readings for the accelerator position can instantly spike to 100% maximum capacity, completely overriding the physical reality inside the cabin, while the physical throttle valves independently crash out. Furthermore, at negative 0.5 seconds, the engine RPM spikes to 6,900 RPM, the absolute red line limit for a Toyota engine. At the exact same moment, the engine throttle dropped to 38.5%, and the shifter was recorded as moving into neutral before slamming back into drive at negative 2.5 seconds. A car engine cannot physically spike to its absolute maximum RPM limit while the throttle plate is closing shut and the fuel injection quantity is marked as invalid. The state repeatedly argued that modern 2018 Toyota Camry models were entirely immune to the safety crisis of the past. However, official NHTSA complaints reveal that the 2018 Camry routinely suffers from severe electronic throttle system errors, frequently throwing warning codes and that explicitly state a malfunction in the electronic control of the engine, throttle, or automatic transmission. The computer wasn't recording Mackenzie's conscious choices, it was recording its own electrical collapse combined with the clonic physical thrashing of an unguided body falling across the center console shifter. If an unavoidable medical emergency causes a sudden loss of consciousness, a driver is legally not at fault under the sudden medical emergency defense. This entire lethal acceleration occurred exclusively after her brain and vehicle computer experienced simultaneous unpreventable failure. Let me check in with you guys. I don't believe she has spots because she was driving after the crash. Fair. They can do testing and can talk when someone has a seizure. If they tested it, came back negative, they wouldn't have wanted to go into her medical findings. I saw someone having a seizure once sitting down and they stiffed up, like extended their legs, our arms and fingers got all stiff too. Yeah, I saw someone having a seizure at a clothing store that I was managing. And I freaked out because I'm like, what is going on? She was sitting on the chair and it was really scary. I'm still confused because I thought you can have POTS episodes sitting down. The POTS theory is a full reach. I love you, Melly. Never said anything about your channel respect. Willie, but you come in here hating. I thank you for that. But like, I know you think I'm like, you know, whatever, but yeah, beautifully broken. That's fine. Very scary, yes. You can pass out by sitting with POTS, but it's very rare. It has to do with the position changes. I can't speak on the POTS thing. I really can't. Like, I've never had POTS. I've passed out from being drunk. So when that comes up, let me know and I'll gladly speak on it. So one of my lifelong BFFs has epilepsy. It was bad. Let's continue. Part 5. It's not very long. The 24-hour door slam. And if you can make it through this and you still like me, we can kiss at this point. You ready? Okay, let's continue. 24-hour door slam and the appeals failure. The legal and bureaucratic reality. The appellate process is designed to act as a constitutional safety valve, a mechanism specifically created to catch and correct catastrophic errors made during a trial. In the American legal system, however, there's a terrifying reality. Once a court locks into a conviction, the machine fiercely protects its own finality. The system routine prioritizes strict clerical schedules over the emergence of irrefutable scientific truth. Following Mackenzie Shirilla's conviction, her family secured new legal representation and finally obtained the missing piece of the puzzle, a comprehensive medical review by prominent University Hospital's neurologist, Dr. Kamali. Dr. Kamali reviewed her post-crash trauma lab work from the Metro Health Medical Center, which was drawn by nearly 2 hours after the accident. During a generalized tonic-clonic seizure, intense whole-body anaerobic muscle contractions flood the bloodstream with lactic acid, peaking roughly 15 to 30 minutes post-event. A young, healthy liver clears this act rapidly with a half-life of 20 to 30 minutes. Despite being trapped in the wreckage for 45 minutes before rescue and waiting for over an hour for transport, Mackenzie's hospital lab work still showed significant elevated lactate levels and abnormally low blood oxygen. This is true. We're going to read it in the appeal. This lingering metabolic spikes hours later provides definitive biological proof that an astronomically high metabolic surge took place at the time of the crash. Furthermore, her lack of traumatic brain injury rules out impact trauma as the cause of her low oxygen, her breathing rigidly locked during a seizure, causing prolonged apnea. Dr. Kamali's official medical affidavit concluded with clinical certainty that Mackenzie had suffered an acute loss of consciousness and a severe seizure prior to the impact. This was the exact exculpatory evidence required to prove her innocence, yet this critical medical evidence was never read, reviewed, or considered by the Ohio Appeals Court. Mackenzie's appellate legal team missed the state's strict statutory filing deadline by exactly 24 hours. Because of that single one-day clerical delay, the court invoked procedural bars and strictly refused to admit the neurologist's findings in the record. A young woman sits in prison cell not because the science proved her guilty, but because a paperwork error legally blocked the courtroom doors from opening the truth. Part number 6, the Sixth Amendment deception and the judicial blind spot. Are you guys breathing? Are you still here? Who's coming for me? I need to check in with you guys. Because, oh boy. Blood work can also identify some seizures too. I missed it in the appeal, you guys. I really did. Maybe it's like tunnel vision when you're like into a case and you're just reading. But I missed that part in the appeal and we're going to read it all. Oh, yes, I am going to read it all to you. Let me see what you guys are saying. She can have POTS and have no real symptoms. That's essentially what I have. Oh, DGH says she can have POTS and have no symptoms. That's essentially what I have. Yes, they would have tested that. I think this POTS angle will confuse a potential new jury because people are already confusing it with seizures. Yeah, it's very different. Okay. That's fair. Beautifully says, how many episodes has she had in prison? We don't know. But that's fair opinion. I don't knock it. Let's continue. The constitutional crisis. Under the Sixth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, every defendant is guaranteed the right for a fair trial, which strictly includes the right to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in their favor and the right to effective assistance of counsel. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo was able to confidently use amateur layman behavioral intention to interpret the vehicle data because her original trial defense team completely failed to call a single medical expert, neurologist, or accident reconstructionist specialist to testify on her behalf. By failing to introduce her trauma lab values or explain how a seasoned body rigidly locks into the cockpit controls, the defense left a structural void. The recorded audio from the lead detective's initial interview with Dominic Russo's biological mother, Christine Russo, and his brother Angelo exposes the precise moment the structural integrity of the investigation was completely broken. Long before the Bosch crash data retrieval report was analyzed or the emergency blood work was thoroughly cross-examined, the lead detective sat down with Dominic's mother. During these taped sessions, the emotional, deeply personal accounts detailing the volatile nature of Mackenzie and Dominic's relationship became the entire baseline for the police department's theories. I agree with that. Like, we know, you guys, we know. We know it was toxic. We know she was crazy. We know she was threatening. We know he was selling. We know he participated. We know he continued to date her for 4 years. It wasn't just 1 month, 1 year. Like, it's 4 years, which is almost 5, which is almost half of 10. Do we get the basic numbers? Not me being sarcastic, because this is a very serious issue, but FFS, for fuck's sake. And is there proof that Mackenzie was essayed? There's proof that Dom was. Just because we haven't heard it from Mackenzie's text messages, I think we don't know. And respectfully, if you haven't experienced it, we can't talk about it. Mathing Millie. Millie said she has medical records that a doctor did diagnose her with POTS. Yeah, it's in the appeal. There's like an appeal thing. Yeah, we're going to read it. I think people need to consider her appeal might go through, so be ready, says ATS. I don't know. My mom has health issues and she's always is feeling like the whole passing out thing, lightheaded thing happens to her a lot. I'm going to talk about my mom up here and her conditions, but I do question things. From a professional forensic standpoint, a detective's responsibility is to treat relationship history as a circumstantial context, ensuring it never replaces physical objective science. Instead, the interview recordings document a total reversal of the scientific method. The lead detective allowed the intense emotional grief and relationship descriptions provided by Dominic's family to serve as the absolute framework for the investigation. I have questions for Blair and everyone else involved. I do. And after re-listening to Ms. Russo's interview last night, I might have questions there as well. She would have mentioned it to Dom in the text. Maybe, maybe not. I've never done rugs, so I couldn't say how the effect could with POTS, but I imagine it's a great deal since it makes your heart race. Yeah, if you've never done rugs, respectfully, it's one of those things, you know. But I understand what you're saying with James, and I appreciate that. Okay, let's see. So rather than gathering data, hold on. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Rather than gathering data to find out what happened, the police department locked onto a definitive behavioral conclusion, premeditated murder, and spent the next several months forcing the mechanical and medical data to fit the single narrative. Because of her original trial, defense team failed to put a single medical or mechanical expert on the stand to challenge this framework. Assistant prosecutor Tim Troop was able to weaponize this narrative in the courtroom. The state took a chaotic relationship, paired it with a layman's misinterpretation of 100% locked tonic leg spasm, and the manufactured a behavior story of cold-blooded murder. The lead detective's interview did not uncover a crime. They established a permanent record of confirmation bias that systemically criminalized an unpreventable biological tragedy. A defense attorney's failure to present readily available exculpatory medical evidence is a textbook violation in the Sixth Amendment guarantee of effective counsel. So I wonder if because of that reason, that she will maybe get approved for her appeal. Mhm. It says, okay, let's see. The judge looked at the text messages and the 100% throttle and concluded intent entirely unaware that a seizing body and a glitching ECU physically forced the exact same telemetry readout. A trial cannot be fair if the scientific truth behind the physical evidence is completely withheld from the fact finder. The defense's attorney failure to represent readily available exculpatory medical evidence is a textbook violation of the Sixth Amendment's guarantee of the effective counsel. The judge looked at the text messages and the 100% throttle and concluded intent, entirely unaware that a seizing body and a glitching ECU physically forced the same exact telemetry readout. A trial cannot be fair if the scientific truth behind the physical evidence is completely withheld from the fact finder. Part 6.5. The DEA bait and switch indictment, levies, and the slide counts. After we read this document, we will go through the tea. The ambush and investigation, October 12, 2022. The public narrative surrounding the state's case insists that local detectives spent months carefully reconstructing the vehicle telemetry of the Camry. In reality, the case files reveal that by mid-October, the state's momentum was being entirely dictated by an undercover federal narcotics timeline. So with the DA being involved and stuff, we mentioned this. Sounds like something else was going on, according to this report. On October 12, 2022, the hidden mechanics of the investigation surfaced. Primary discovery files show that DEA Task Force Officer Jason Glover, operating directly out of the Cleveland Division, officially intervened in the local traffic dossier. So Glover is actually a DEA task force. Why is the DEA again involved in a crash? I thought DEA was like drugs trafficking El Chapo, if you may. Am I wrong? Let me know. We're having an unfiltered discussion. Okay, let's continue. It says the task force officer Glover accessed and downloaded mobile forensic dumps of Mackenzie Shirilla and witness Rosie Graham. Rather than looking for indicators of vehicular operations, Detective Glover isolated specific text communication to extract what the state characterized as explicit proof of a drug trafficking operation involving target subjects William Ellis and the late Dominic Russo. So now you're asking me, Melly, who is William Ellis? Apparently, this William Ellis has a lot to do with Dom and Miss Christine Russo. Apparently, he is a client of Miss Russo, but Dom had his phone and picked it up for him in the jail. I don't really know the story behind that. We're going to learn it from the next segment we are covering. But there's a thing going on here with other crimes, rug crimes, and Dom and investigations. So this person does exist. I do know who it is, respectfully. So we'll get to that later. Let's continue. Not personally, but from this case. Armed with these digital threats, law enforcement launched a coordinated sweep. Detectives began making frantic phone calls and issuing subpoenas to the couple's circle of local peers and friends. To lower the defense mechanisms of the young witnesses, officers explicitly claimed they were simply bringing people into the precinct to investigate the logistics of the July 31st crash. The moment these individuals sat down in the interrogation rooms, the narrative completely inverted. The questions had absolutely nothing to do with the trajectory of the car, road conditions, or the crash scene. Detectives immediately began pressing the youth regarding internal narcotics handling, illicit operations, and firearm network linked to William Ellis and Dominic Russo. Interesting. Remember that ammo in the car, too? I won't get past that. Thank you, Laura. So there was something else going on here? Yes, Big Red, Faye. It's new. It's new. The things that are coming out and the people speaking. This William Ellis person has spoken, and I have all of the screenshots and videos to prove it and what he says. And I don't think it's good. I don't. I don't. And I wonder if this will all come into play maybe possibly later. I don't know, guys. It's getting messy, but I'm just bringing you the facts. So don't hate, appreciate. Let's continue. We're almost done with this. And then we're going to get to the other stuff. Be prepared. These moments, the individuals sat down. Oh, wait. I already read that. Recognizing that they were being trapped inside a federal dragnet under the guise of an accident review, the local circle universally locked down. Every major witness exercised their constitutional protections, walked out of the room, and secured aggressive legal counsel. The DEA task force hit a wall of total silence. The strategic conspiracy. Lever shifting theage. This total witness blackout created an immediate crisis for the county. The state was aggressively moving down a pipeline to execute a multi-jurisdictional narcotics sweep that threatened to expose deep systemic vulnerabilities across prominent families. Specifically, the investigation was closing in on Christine Russo's immediate sphere. As a seasoned licensed Ohio attorney with an acute understanding of criminal procedure law, Christine possessed the exact expertise needed to recognize the state's impending moves. She understood a fundamental rule of courtroom strategy. If the DEA tried to prosecute a standalone federal drug trafficking case against her family's network post-tragedy, it would spark an incredible, messy public and political toxic battle that the state could easily lose due to the complete lack of co-defendant cooperation. But if Mackenzie Shirilla could be elevated to the primary face of a horrific high-profile murder trial, the legal game completely changed. Christine and her legal network recognized that a murder charge provided the ultimate procedural Trojan horse. Under Ohio evidentiary rules, prosecutors are generally restricted from introducing random, highly prejudicial character flaws or uncharged prior acts. However, if the state could physically anchor the drug elements directly into the criminal indictment itself, the evidence became completely admissible. The trajectory of counts 11 and 12. The state's tactical execution was flawless. They quietly abandoned the complex independent DEA trafficking sweep against the wider network and focused the entire weight of the state's resources exclusively on Mackenzie Shirilla. While the Cuyahoga County grand jury handed down an official 12-count indictment, the state's underlying motive was hidden in plain sight. They did not just charge her with murder. Hidden at the very bottom of the indictment sheet were count 11, possession of fentanyl-related compound, and count 12, possession of criminal tools. Hold up. What about Fent? What am I missing here? What about fentanyl? That ain't no joke either. It really is not. Um, Interesting. I hadn't read that part. Fentanyl related compound. The 12 count indictment concluded count 11, drug possession and schedule 2 controlled substance, and count 12, possession of criminal tools at the bottom, using generic statutory language rather than fentanyl in the headline to conceal the specific charges. This was the exact legal maneuver Christine's camp anticipated. By sliding counts 11 and 12 into the primary murder trial, Assistant Prosecutor Tim Troop did not have to prove separate federal trafficking case. All the state had to do was introduce the drug evidence under the umbrella for those 2 final counts. The strategy worked precisely as planned. During the 2023 bench trial, the introduction of narcotics evidence instantly poisoned the well. It allowed the prosecution to paint Mackenzie as an erratic, drug-addled, calculated killer, systemically blinding Judge Russo to the objective physical reality of her 100% locked tonic seizure leg spasm and the vehicle's independent ECU software collapse. The state did not secure conviction based on vehicular evidence. They used a strategic legal bait and switch to turn an involuntary medical emergency into a murder conviction, sacrificing medically incapacitated teenager to bury a federal DEA narcotics crossfire. Back-end judicial knowledge and the structural discovery suppression. Ohio Criminal Rule 16, the evidence. Certified court docket entries directly contradict the state's public narrative that State of Ohio versus Mackenzie Shirilla was prosecuted as an isolated, uncoupled traffic incident. The back-end court registry demonstrates that while the trial proceeded purely on intentional murder narrative, the court was concurrently processing property motions, evidence tracking parameters, and multi-entity tracking metrics linked directly to the background operations of the regional network. The discovery suppression loophole. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo stated on the active record that she maintains no personal familial ties to the attorney Christine Russo. The systemic nexus. Despite the lack of blood relation, the professionals tracking the back-end court docket proved the legal system maintained explicit visibility over the background property and evidence chains. The Rule 16 evasion. Under Ohio Criminal Rule 16, the defense possessed an absolute constitutional right to a transparent disclosure of any background context impacting the case. By logging these structural background materials strictly within isolated back-end docket actions while simultaneously prosecuting Mackenzie under a vacuum of an isolated incident, the state systemically bypassed standard discovery rules. The conclusion. The court sat over an active paper trail that logged the very entities tied to the concurrent July-October 2022 federal DEA investigation into William Ellis. The withholding of this background context from the trial file effectively starved the defense of discovery, allowed the prosecution to use counts 11 and 12 to poison the judicial perception, and insulated a prominent local network and its asset empire from federal exposure. Part 7, and I think this is the final one. Hey, Chucks. Oh, thank you for gifting a membership, Chucks. I appreciate you. I didn't even see that. Sorry, I was reading. Let's see. Can I see who got it? Just Pepper. Lovely. Welcome, Just Pepper. Let's see. The plug is within the family, allegedly, says Kimberly. FBI or ADA, they probably have the laptop. Yeah. Let's continue. This is the last part of this, and then we'll get on to the next topic. The petition, from local retrial to national shield. The mission for executive and legislative action. The fight for Mackenzie Shirilla is no longer just happening inside a courtroom. It is being driven by powerful grassroots movements and an active public petition. This petition serves two urgent historic purposes. First, it is an explicit demand for Ohio lawmakers and Governor Mike DeWine to immediately review the gross procedural failures in Mackenzie's case and grant her a new medically informed retrial. But this book, the petition tied to it, is about something much larger than a single case. It is a legislative battle cry to protect every single driver in the state of Ohio. Under the Ohio law, if a citizen suffers an unpredictable medical emergency behind the wheel, they are left completely vulnerable to a system that uses amateur behavioral assumptions to criminalize their biological failure. If you have POTS, epilepsy, diabetes, or heart condition, a sudden blackout can be weaponized against you by an aggressive prosecutor looking for a headline. We are fighting to pass statutory protections in Ohio that mandate a comprehensive, independent medical evaluation whenever a driver claims a sudden loss of consciousness. The law must require courts to cross-examine vehicle black box data with clinical hospital lab work before a driver can be charged with intentional crime. Layman intuition must be legally banned from replacing medical science. And after we secure these protections in Ohio, we will take this movement national. Our ultimate goal is federal legislative framework that shields chronically ill, disabled, and medically vulnerable drivers across all 50 states. A medical emergency is a tragedy, not a crime. By signing the petition and spreading awareness, the truth contained in these pages, you are helping to build national legal shield. We will ensure that no other family has their constitutional rights stripped away by a rigid legal system that cannot tell the difference between a malicious act and a neurological storm. And that was done by Beyond the Verdict with Nay. So I just wanted to read that. It's important. Like, I mean, how do you guys feeling? I feel like I have to read that again and like match it up to my notes because that's a lot of information and stuff I don't know. I'm reading the comments. Yeah, criminal trials like almost never get a bench trial. Really. Why don't in real definitely in the family, why don't they think they wanted to release Dom's phone to police and fought so hard? That is true. Hi, Jen. That is true. Dom's phone wasn't released. Ms. Russo was able to provide call logs from Verizon. And I don't think that's fair. Fair if someone's life depends on it. It doesn't matter when you show no remorse. Could it be possible that this could be true and then Kenzie could be a piece of shit and show no remorse? Yeah. I think two things can be true at once. No one prevented her from calling the expert. Well, her lawyer didn't want to, so that's why she has different ones now. I thought they got a warrant for Dom's phone. No. Miss Russo provided call logs. Like she went online, looked at the bill, and printed out the call log. She says it herself in the interview. Now, let's get into the Nay stuff. Or Keezy stuff. That was Nay. Now we're getting into Keezy. Keezy is a TikTok. She's on TikTok. And I have spoke with her before. So shout out to Keezy. She is going to be on a couple different channels in the next few weeks. So this isn't the first time you're going to be hearing about her. She's going to be going on other platforms. And I came across her page because there was a post about Miss Russo and a police document back from 2008. Melly, we're in 2026. Doesn't matter. Maybe. And if I say yes, I'm entitled to that. And if you say this doesn't matter, why are you looking up to it? I effing hate you, Melly, for looking into this. Fair. But it is all over the internet. And they're not very good allegations. And if these allegations aren't true, I'm just wondering what the hell happened. Because there's some shit going on here. Let's get started. You can find Ikeezy on TikTok. Make sure I'm not showing you my secrets. Okay, cool. Hold on before I show you my screen. Thank you, sis. I didn't have this part. Oh my. So let's see. Here's another report she has. Was I able to click on this one? Oh yeah, I
Hey
am.
guys, it's me. I'm back. I got some docs. Let's dig into it. So here is a report from 2007. Yes, I am aware it is old. I don't care because what I am more concerned about is the patterns that still continue over the years to this day. So the reason here for the call, it says phone calls annoying. Okay, Christine. So on Thursday, 2007, February 1st, 13:26 hours, complainant victim Christine Russo came on station with a harassing telecommunications complaint. Russo stated that she received 3 harassing telephone calls in the past 2 weeks. The first call was received on approximately January 25th at 2 o'clock, the second on Monday, January 29th at midnight approximately, and the third call on Tuesday, January 30th at approximately 1900 hours. Christine, you better sort your math out. January 25th was a Thursday, January 29th was a Monday, and January 30th was a Tuesday. I'm really not sure where you got 2 weeks. Whatever, I digress. Russo stated that some guy is calling from a private number making demands. He sounds crazy. Okay. He gave me to Friday, February 2nd to give him what he wants. What does he want? Russo stated that she had alerted AT&T about the calls and that she did have successful traces. She added that she did save the message and will bring a cassette to police. LOL, cassette. This last sentence is what gets me. She will prosecute the offender. She will? Really? Huh. She gets to make that.
I have a problem with that. Prosecute the offender.
Decision, like, forget about the police charging him, forget about an indictment, forget about a grand jury. Like, she's just, yep, I'm gonna do it. I don't think that's how that works. Hey guys, it's me. Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I'm about to show you how Christine Russo stole over $110,000 from an innocent child. Let's dig into it. In 1998, Christine Russo applied to be the successor guardian of a minor's estate. When Christopher Singleton was 5 years old, his mother tragically passed away. Because he was a minor, he not only had to have a guardian, but he also needed to have somebody as a successor of the estate. And that's where Christine Russo comes in. When you are appointed as a guardian, successor, or fiduciary of an estate, within the first 90 days of being appointed, you have to file an account inventory. This outlines everything that is included in the estate: retirement accounts, real estate property, intangible property, investment accounts, IRAs, savings accounts, checking accounts, basically anything with monetary value. So you have to do that within the first 90 days and then every 2 years after that. The court has to know where the money is going. That's where Christine comes in. It seems simple, right? Apparently not simple enough for Christine. This is the first of many citations that Christine gets to file the inventory. So this is the first one. She didn't even file the initial inventory. Off to a good start. So we have 1 citation. Then 2 years later, what do we have? Another citation for failure to file an inventory. Citation number 3, 2 years after that. Christine's on a roll. Citation number 4. This time, she was removed as the fiduciary for failure to file an account. Somehow, they vacated it. Don't even get me started on how. But Loretta Coyne was behind that. Citation number 5, resulting in another removal.
Pause. For those of you who really follow this case, where did you hear that Loretta name? Does it ring a bell? Let's think. Where do you hear the Loretta name? In the police interview with Miss Russo that we have reviewed here. Yeah. She says that this Loretta lady and her digged into Mackenzie's past. That's not a conflict of interest. I don't know what is. Do we know that this, I mean, these are all in police documents, right? So if you have a problem with that, I guess contact the police department and the court system. Whether these are factually and she's been charged, no, probably not. I don't know, like, to what extent. A lot of these things are not on the docket anymore. But we do hear that name in the police interview.
Approval. Surprise, surprise. Christine doesn't file the accounting again. Do we see a pattern here? Then the day that Christine was dreading happens. Christopher Singleton turns 18. And now he's asking the court to release all his funds. Now he petitions the court to say, hey, I want my money. The court ends up ordering her to do a final account, and what do you know? Christine fails to do it. This is the 6th time she has failed to file an account. So the court finally says, fuck you, you're done. File your final account, and that's it. That was in September of 2011 that she was ordered to do that. Then this guy, Ed, comes along. Now he files, even though Christopher's an adult, he files to be the successor of the estate. Because he looks at this and goes, something doesn't seem right here. And it wasn't. So Ed does all the things. He subpoenas everybody. He subpoenas Christine to produce all of her accounting records, the whole 9. Ed is not playing around. And it's a good thing Christopher had Ed, because this guy is a G. So in May of 2012, this guy here, Ed, we're going to call him Ed because I can't say his name. He was the one who filed the successor fiduciary of the guardianship of Christopher Singleton now that he's emancipated. But he can still file to be the successor on behalf of Christopher. Clearly, Christopher agreed to do that. He goes on to say, present at the hearing was this guy, Ed, the successor fiduciary, Christine Russo, the former guardian, Loretta Coyne, the sketchy attorney, and this guy, Michael Thomas, who's the attorney for Fidelity and Deposit Company of Maryland, which there was investment accounts in there, I believe. The court finds that by agreement of all the foregoing parties, there is owing to the successor fiduciary, this guy Ed, from the former and removed guardian, Christine Agnello Russo, the sum of $110,000 for which the former and removed guardian, Christine Agnello Russo, failed to account. Where's the money, Christine? You had 14 years to cover it up and you still couldn't do it. The court further finds that the successor fiduciary services, aka Ed, were necessary and proper to secure and safeguard estate assets due to the former guardian's willful and wanton neglect, which necessitated the appointment of the successor fiduciary. It is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed that by agreement of the parties, Christine Agnello Russo, the former guardian, paid to this Ed guy, the successor fiduciary, the sum of $110,000 within 14 days of this entry. That's what you get, you shady bitch. Then it says that upon failure of Christine Agnello Russo, the former guardian, to make such payment within 14 days of the date of this entry, and in that event, Fidelity and Deposit Company of Maryland, as surety for the former guardian, be and is ordered to pay said amount up to the limit of its liability to this guy Ed, the successor fiduciary, and that Fidelity and Deposit Company of Maryland shall have recourse against Christine Agnello Russo, the former guardian, for indemnification. So she did not account for $110,000 in this child's estate. Child at the time. Child. 14 years of this shit. Now, I do know that they went after Christine for a little bit of money. I'm not sure how much, but she did not, in fact, pay all of that money. So this is one of many estates that Christine has had her hands in. This disgusts me. Hey, guys.
This is iKeezy on, or Keezy.irl. Sorry, I don't know why I kept calling her iKeezy. I'm going to tell her I made up a name for her. Keezy IRL. Now, you don't need to believe her. You don't need to believe me. You don't need to believe anything you hear on the internet, interwebs, dark web, where the fuck you're hanging out at. I'm just bringing you what's on the socials, and I've always done that with every single case, including my own. So If you've missed out on that, good luck going back on the members only. But this is public information. They are on police reports. This is a girl on TikTok, and we could all just be out of our damn mind. But I will say, I'm going to share the rest of her page, and you go and look for yourself because I'm not going to influence anybody to do anything. She has a lot. She has a stop that we just reviewed. She has part 1, part 3, part 4. I mean, she has gone down a deep dive. And I can honestly give kudos, fat kudos, because that's a lot of work and it takes a lot of guts. And now you can decide what you want. And if you decide that you might believe all of this because it is in documents, then maybe Kenzie didn't get a fair trial because all of these people are involved. I don't know. RIP to Dom and Davion. They did not deserve to lose their life like this. We can all agree on that. I'm not here to victim blame, but this is true crime. This is YouTube. This is America, where we can practice our freedom of speech rights. What do I think? I might not even tell you because I don't want that to influence you guys. You can make your own decision and your own opinions. And look into it yourself. A new trial would be worse, in my opinion. She has a release date. Kenzie has a release date on the Ohio Corrections website. I'm sure that depends, obviously, on the parole board, but it's there. If this is a new trial, can they choose jury? I believe they can. I believe they can. Let's look that up. I'm looking it up. Yes, if you win your appeal in Ohio, your case is typically reversed and remanded back to the trial court, meaning you are entitled to a brand new trial. If your case qualifies for a jury trial, then you'll get it. UTS, YouTube Streets. They're friends of here. They're friends of my channel. Shout out to them. I'm also familiar with Kizzy, so I'll try to get her on here and see what she has to say, but she will be on UTS and you can say, Melly, let me know. It's always nice to let other creators know who sends you. Although I've been friends with them for a while. They're gonna actually have her on tomorrow night. So you guys can tune in more, right? So don't hate me when this is all out there on the TikToks and everyone. Respectfully, I'm so sick of the hate comments. Just because I'm choosing to practice my rights and looking into everything. Just like creators get doxxed up here and have to expose themselves. Well, it is what it is. It's a tough world up here on them YouTube streets. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's a lot. I know it's a lot to take in. I don't care who hates me. I could never hate you, Melly. Thank you. I don't believe TikTok. That's fine, Glenda. You don't have to. I'm not out to get anyone. I'm just out here to read you the police reports and the documents. And I do this with all of my cases. If I can get a FOIA and get them all, I will. I pay for them. I do it. I do the work. I saw this page, Kizzy, before I actually talked to her, and I went and I looked for myself and I got the documents myself. So I don't just come up here and spew shit out of my ass. I demand more respect. Not me scolding you guys. No, but I love you guys and I appreciate you guys supporting me. It's all out there. Her page is Kizzy in real life. Tune into YouTube streets tomorrow for the live. I'm going to try to get Kizzy on here as well. Kizzy, if you're watching, hearts. I'm going to try to get her on here as well so she can come up here and talk. Yeah, it is huge. There's a lot. Doesn't mean I hate the Russos. Doesn't mean I hate Sister and Hinge. Doesn't mean I hate anybody. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that Kenzie should be free doing whatever she wants. But do I think that she might deserve another trial? Maybe. Now, if she gets life in prison and has to stay in there the rest of her life, well, then so be it. At least she got what the system wanted, what she wanted, right? We don't have a say in that other than this. It's going to be up to the Supreme Court. Yeah. Not spewing out the badunkadunk. Yeah, I know. Ashbish. I gave my thumbs up. I don't believe she got a fair trial. Not saying she doesn't deserve to. Yeah, maybe she does. I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to serve time. But I can be open-minded. Because I have been in the system before, I can place myself in these shoes. I've had dealt with lawyers, time, crimes, unfair. Like I have been through it all. Subscribe to my TikTok because I'm going to be posting a lot of more personal stuff over there, Blanca. That's where you can find me on TikTok. It's the same name as here. It's in my bio, but I'll drop it. With that being said, I gave you what you wanted. We went over the body cam. We went over the reports, police reports. Now you can decide, like I said, what you want to do. You aren't planning on covering the Carmelo stuff. I wouldn't mind, but I'm busy with Taylor Parker. Tomorrow we probably will resume on Taylor Parker and Laura Owens, and we're gonna pick up on the Kenzie and Dom text messages. Are we doing subs only? Yeah, we will be doing you mean a members only? If I do a members only, it will probably be on Sunday. Tomorrow I will probably go live in the daytime, and then I'll probably go over to ATS if she goes live and wants me on. I'll go over on her channel, and then we'll do a members only. Will you play the new Jillian girl video? Oh yeah. Jillian, the one who did the parody that we watched, she did a new one of Mackenzie's mom. And I don't mean disrespect when we play these parodies, but they're actually kind of funny. Let me play this. And you know, I haven't had a change of heart, but like the more I feel like I like, what do you call that? Like, what would the therapist say when you like, I think it's like when you repress things. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Cause my parents, like, I've been talking to them about this case and stuff, and they're looking at me like, they're like, you don't remember? And I'm like, no. Was I just smoking so much I officially forgot? They're like, you were a problem. And I was like, oh. So I am no one to be judging anyone's parenting skills up here. Or anyone for anything, and I don't. I have judged the Shirillas very critically up here. Do I feel bad? I do. I do, because it's not my place. Like, I don't know their life. the parenting thing, I'm not even a parent. So, anyways, this isn't about me and my life story, but let's watch this parody. You know what I'm getting at, you know? But there's a lot of other things I have experienced firsthand that I wouldn't mind sharing with you guys if you're open to it. But I don't know if you're going to say that I'm a mess and you're going to unsubscribe. Ugh. I can't. Some people ask for the truth and then they just not willing to hang out with me. Okay, let's watch this clip. It's like a 5-minute parody. I think we watched her when we did the first Kenzie one. She just does a good job. Wait, let me start over.
Kids doing kid things, hanging out, having sleepovers, experimenting with drugs, harmless
Is that where it starts?
things.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging out, having sleepovers, experimenting with drugs, harmless stuff. Okay, can I get a few minutes to prepare? Okay. Is it okay if I get a few Kleenexes? Oh my god, oh my god. God, no! Did that look realistic? Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm Kenzie's enabler. I mean, her mom. I'm her mom. I was absolutely, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
I do like when we come in here and talk about like our issues in our past. I find that it's very therapeutic for me. Maybe I should do that more often. If you don't like it, fine. Bye. But I've been through a lot. And I'm sure a lot of you have in the chat by what I'm reading. We all bleed the same, but we're cut from a different cloth, right? And she's funny as hell.
God, no! I was absolutely devastated when I found out that Dom had died in the crash. Of course, I was also sad about the new friend. I just remember Kenzie asking, "Where's Dom?" And I had to say, he didn't make it. He didn't make it. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cry. So, and can we clip to the photo that I took of her when she was in a neck brace in the hospital looking all sad? No one can imagine the pain that my child, my totally alive child, had to go through when she found out that her boyfriend and new friend died.
Oh, I'm gonna do like a live where we can just talk about like our past experiences and share. I think that would be amazing for us. For sure.
I mean, how would you feel? Put yourself in her totally narcissistic, manipulative, cold-blooded, and sinister shoes. I'm gonna cry. Sorry. Kenzie loved Dom's wallet. I mean, she loved Dom. She loved him more than the Chanel earrings that he bought her. That says a lot, okay? For 3 months after the accident, Kenzie would only wear Dom's clothes. She would only eat the snacks that Dom ate. And she would only sex Dom's friends. My daughter is not a murderer. How can my satanic angel be a murderer? All she remembers from that night is waking up, leaving the house, turning down that street, and threatening Dom. That's it. She doesn't remember anything else. Kenzie was diagnosed with POTS in 2017. She was also diagnosed with FOBS at the same time. What is FOBS? Oh, it stands for full of bullshit. Oh, excuse me, I gotta take this. Hi, baby. Yes, I'm talking to the Netflix people right now. Would you like me to put you on speaker? Okay. Where the fuck is my iPad, bitch? Like, damn, I'm about to get irritated as fuck.
I am so
Okay, I love you too, sweetheart. I love you too.
Like, damn, shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, no one's a perfect parent. No one. Did I make
And that is, no one is a perfect parent. And I watched this parody with the Shirillas on mind. Listen, I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge anyone. I'm not judging the Russos. I'm not going to judge the Shirillas either. We can agree to disagree. It's funny. But like I said, I'm not a parent and I didn't live in their shoes. So I think sometimes some of us need to just like remember that.
a few million mistakes? Sure. But Kenzie wasn't a bad kid. She didn't have to be disciplined a whole lot, you know? I mean, the worst was her mouth, as well as her violent outbursts and fits of rage.
Man, this girl about to piss me the fuck off. Damn it! What the fuck is you doing, bitch? This girl is annoying as fuck.
I know, I know.
Oh my god. Diamond needs to shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I have tons of sympathy for Dom and the new friend's family. I do. But do they realize how tough it is to manage your child's modeling career when she's in prison? Okay, is it if they ain't hating, you're doing something wrong? Hashtag innocent as fuck. Is that what you want in your bio, baby?
Yeah, bitch.
Okay. She never threatened to crash the car 2 weeks before the crash. He did. In fact, we've got the evidence right
Yeah, I don't know about that crash thing. I don't know what I believe anymore.
here. Guess what? You're in international news, baby. You are in international news. The Daily Mail in the UK.
What?
Baby girl, you got to write your book in there. Write your book, baby girl, just like O.J. Simpson did. How can my little angel of death be accused of murder? I'm going to cry. They talked about you on Good Morning America.
GMA.
GMA, baby. GMA. GMA, baby. We're going to get you on all of the major talk show circuits, okay? Jimmy Kimmel loves you.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Jimmy Kimmel loves you.
Jimmy Kimmel
Melly channel.
Yeah.
sucks.
If we can get you out of there, maybe you can be a guest on Jimmy Kimmel's show. There's the Free Mackenzie Facebook page, which someone else started. It wasn't me. Thank you all, whoever these people are who are supporting my maniacal and murderous daughter. All I can hope for is that prison doesn't change the sweet satanic princess that I brought into this world. Cheesy. Just wait. My daughter is going to get out early on good behavior. Okay. She's only had 24 violations in the last year. So she's basically a star student.
Yeah, she's funny. With that being said, I hope that the system works for the Shirilla's advantage and that Kenzie got a fair trial and gets one. And also, my heart goes out to the Russos and the Flanagans. I can have love for all of you, too. Like, easy jeezy. Yeah. We need to do a members only where I practice this language. Should we do that? I still haven't learned. I've watched a lot of videos, but I can't get it down. We'll have to practice. Maybe we can do a giveaway too. We'll see. But anyways, shout out to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this live. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up. Members only, not members only, because the world is going to come for me saying I'm evil. But at the end of the day, I do want Mackenzie to get a fair trial. She deserves another one. We haven't walked a mile in Steve Shirilla or Natalie Shirilla's shoes, just like we haven't with the Russos. So let's be respectful. Let's be mindful. Let's have an open mind. And I appreciate you guys and everyone who was here tonight. Hit the like button and who donated. Miss B, Chucks, Boss Lady, DGH, Lori, Marie, Robin, Jules, Hoodies, a lot of you. Debbie, and the new members. So shout out to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Melly, your Kenzie voice on the text messages gives me like, yeah, we're starting the text messages probably like Saturday or Sunday. We'll resume. Please leave it up. Okay. If I do, it might be, they will come for you and all of us. Melly equals godly, not evil. Is that you, MSM? Stand here. What's going on? Change your name all of a sudden? Yeah, OVW. And their lawyer sucked and they thought it was good. Went to the same thing with the family member. We believe the lawyer, we paid the lawyer, we trust the lawyer. We shouldn't have. I did bring you up earlier, Ash. I did bring up your situation. Not everything, but I just said there was someone that had the same situation. And they only showed what Kenzie's personal life was, not Dom's, and now we are seeing this. And there's always three sides to the truth, right? His, hers, and the actual truth. Anyways, love to y'all. Please don't unsubscribe. I swear I'm not an asshole. I love and appreciate you guys. I will probably see you a little bit earlier than today, tomorrow. So make sure you guys hit the like button. And shout out to all the mods that were here too, and everyone who was in the live chat, and all the replay viewers. Shout out to everyone. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next live. RIP, Dom and Davion.